probably should have waited to hit going live until after I made sure the mic was in place. I'm sure that was a fantastic auditory experience, hearing my mic arm go creak as I pull it across the desk. Hello, Tegan. Well, okay, so actually, I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. Previously, I would go live and then post my go live message in all the group chats, right? So what I was noticing was on my YouTube VODs, the like 2 minutes of me just saying whatever while audibly not being present actually caused a decent drop off in my VOD views. Since most people just sit around and wait 5 minutes anywho, I've started posting in all the various Discords and then hitting go live. I previously assumed that if you came to a channel when they were not live and they went live, you had to refresh the entire page in order to see the live. I did not know that if you are sitting in someone's chat and they go live, you'll automatically see the stream. I did not know that until relatively recently. So I'm trying something new where I make sure there's content for people who watch the VOD. I have to hit the ground running. And I want to see if there's any obvious change in that. So yeah. If you're on mobile, you do still have to refresh the page, if that helps. That is good information to know. Good morning! Hold on a minute, let me just make sure I'm... Okay, yeah, no, in Minecraft, I am in an enclosed space. I heard a zombie growl, and I'm like, uh-oh. Hello, Jun. Happy noon. Happy 12:10. You're in the same time zone as me, so no, it's not morning. Sono says, Gata, I found a second cube yesterday. Is it as big as mine? Is it a better cube? Did it surpass me? It's December 10th already? God, I fucking wish, but no. No, spooky season first. Spooky season first. Although, I will say, no, it was just a frame. It's a false god! False god! Terrible. Ugh. Shun the non-believers. At my new job, everyone in the department is a spooky bitch. Like, every last one of them are spooky bitches. I think there's me and the only straight person in my immediate department are Christmas bitches. Everyone else are spooky bitches, and they're fucking losing it. So they've got a bunch of little bats. They've drawn little spiders on all of the dry erase boards and given them names. I think one's name is Ferdinand. Me and the only straight person. It's true. It's true. It's true. They have a Christmas tree made out of green. Hold on. They have on one empty wall. They cut out a bunch of handprints on green construction paper and made a Christmas tree. However, it's not Christmas, so they've just been redecorating this paper Christmas tree since last Christmas. So now it's a spooky tree, and they put a bunch of stickers on it. And the main manager took a derpy picture of his own face and printed it out and cut it out into a star. So that's the star on the tree. So, you know, they're fucking living. It's not even October yet, and they're all already like having a time. This new job allows people to wear like logical amounts of decoration, you know, like rings and bracelets and earrings and painted nails and that sort of thing. Sounds like your new work environment is a lot better than your old place. It is leaps and bounds, and we can get into that when we get into the cube, about another minute or so. But that's my brother with a wooden dragon statue. It's just a holiday dragon now. Have you ever seen, it was on Twitter and TikTok last year when someone was talking about their was it non-denominational winter holiday T-Rex skeleton, where like the family wasn't religious or something, and so they have this big wooden skeleton cutout that they bought and constructed, and now they just decorate it, you know, as like a generic winter holiday thing as opposed to like a tree or a menorah or anything. That's very cute. Same vibes. Same vibes. There was someone nearby when I was a kid who had a little goose statue by their front door that they dress up all the time. Yes! Oh my god, yes! They change the outfit every week. Yes! Those were popular. Oh, when did those kick off? I don't have an exact time frame, but like my parents' generation, a number of people would do that. They would have unique outfits for their goose statue. There was one person in my hometown who had a different outfit for the goose every month, but also every time it rained, they would go out of their way to put a raincoat and rain hat onto the goose, just for however long it rained for. Like, they were a retiree and had nothing else to do with their time, so they're like, yeah, no, I'll frequently update this goose. I don't know where that trend started, but I love it. I unironically love it. Yours is the same thing. Fantastic. Amazing. Amazing. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Howdy, farmhands. My name is Gata, and welcome to the stream. It's been a hot minute since I have been able to stream. I am no longer unemployed. I am gainfully employed, which means that despite having a decent amount of time to play Minecraft, I haven't been able to stream Minecraft. This is my first day off in a week, and I wanted to spend a little time doing the thing, being a VTuber, you know? Gata is inside a cube. Yes, here's the first thing that I want to show off. So you guys remember that Raglan and I, we set up this auto miner thing to collect a whole bunch of cobble. I've moved it. If you look at the map, I've done a lot of work. Actually, I've done so much work, but it's all like the boring stuff you don't want to watch me do. I've torn down some of the islands to broaden this area so the river is now actually traversable. I got rid of all the land that was here that was keeping us from being able. New cube location related to the old cube location. It's true. What the fuck is moving around inside my... What is moving around inside? Are they villagers? They're Oh, that's what those were. That'll sort itself out. But yeah, little yellow dots chasing me. No, the cube remains ever strong. I have not touched the cube since we last streamed because you guys watching me put the cube together is like my entire shtick right now. So the cube remains strong. But I did clear out a bunch of land. I finished clearing out these trees and making the wall. So now anything that spawns here is physically incapable of reaching us on the other side. And once we build these areas up and light them up, we won't have to worry about nasties spawning there anymore. What is running around? Oh, those are bats. There's a cave system, and there's bats spawning in there. That's good to know. So it's just been a lot of busy work, you know? And one of the things I thought was removing... This is where the original cobblestone generator was. And I was like, you know what? I need to finish filling in these crops. I want to complete this section right here. With beetroot, and then start planting wheat along here. So I was like, the cobblestone generator has to go. So I said, I'm going to move all of my stuff. Sono says Minecraft busy work is a mood. Sono and I have been quietly working together during the same time frame. Just like, we send like a hi back and forth over the server, but then we get back to what we're doing. It's so good. I moved all of my chests and stuff over to my house, and I included moving the cobblestone generator. I then immediately learned to regret this decision. Because if we... That's lava, right? Well, yeah... I thought that I had put enough cobble between the lava source and the wood. I thought for sure. Like, look over here, right? Like I put so much cobblestone. I tore down this whole wall to attach it because the original plan was to be able to access it from inside my house. I set my house on fire. You set your house on fire, didn't you? Gotta maybe. Well, hold on, one button. Where's the square? There it is. In Minecraft. I set my house on fire in Minecraft. Not the actual house that was also on fire that I was involved in. This one in particular. I set on fire in Minecraft. Do not take this clip out of context. Got a second house fire with Minecraft story. Miraculously, as I am like hopping up and down, frantically trying to put these fires out, it started raining. Otherwise, this whole thing would be gone. It was a fucking Christmas miracle. Oh, it was terrible. If I had a nickel for every time God I had a house on fire while playing Minecraft, I'm sorry. So at some point, I will have to rebuild this, and I'm not looking forward to it. It's fine though. It's fine. Oh God, my chat is on screen twice. Why is it on screen twice? It's been on screen twice this whole time. It's been like 10 minutes, and anyone who is watching the VOD is like, dude. You know what? I think I know why. No, that's not correct. Why are there two? Hold on, I'll find it. I'm scrolling through all of my sources. I see what happened. Okay. And also, I didn't take Henbert's hat is supposed to be off. Okay. Why wouldn't Henbert have a hat? We're not playing Pokemon right now. That's why. We're not playing Pokemon right now. I thought that the hat and everything else was part of the Pokemon folder that I've set up for Pokemon games. No, I forgot to. It's been a week. It's been like a week since I last properly streamed because of my new job. Also, hi, you, Kenny. It wouldn't be a Gotta stream if it wasn't terribly, terribly scuffed. But yeah, so let me grab some food. The first thing that I want to do, actually, is trade with some villagers. Let's take all this paper, a couple of villagers in particular. So while I was away, the other members of Haycraft decided that they had a plan. They wanted to, they want to kill a dragon. They want to fight a dragon. They want to go to the end, and they want to defeat the Ender Dragon. I believe tomorrow is when that expedition is going to be kicking off. I will be unable to participate, which is a shame, but c'est la vie. But I still want to be able to help. So let's go over our new bridge. Other members, don't rope me into this. I didn't say all the other members. As you can see, I started marking out with fences where I want to put some buildings. I've taken care of replacing the regular paths with oak, as this is the pathing that I kind of like. We're going to go with this. You're also not going to fight the dragon. I think it's primarily Raglan and Aya, and Aya does not sound like she fully understands what's happening. But you know, we'll see. It's on them, not me. But what I want to do is, first of all, do a lot of trading to get my pickaxe back to... Well, there you are. Hello, sir. Get over here. I want to do a lot of trading to get my mending pickaxe back to snuff. But I also want to then use all of the emeralds I'm going to gather to buy a whole bunch of golden carrots for the war effort, as it were. So let's go ahead and trade just a shit ton of paper. And you can see my pickaxe is slowly but surely getting stronger and stronger. We'll wait for him to upgrade. Come on. Hello, Boomer. It is noon. It is noon, Boomer. Oh, you won't take any more paper from me. That's okay. We should have another librarian somewhere. We should have. There he is. Pardon me. Oh, that's true. Time zones do exist, don't they? Good morning. All right, you guys have an excuse. Jun does not. Over in my time zone, it is noon. It is past noon. Okay. So unfortunately, we only got up to about half of my pickaxe. That's fine. I'm not going to be doing any more grinding for cobble anytime soon. Let us find someone who will sell us golden carrots. Here we are. Let's get a bunch of those. And we got his entire stock. Got his entire stock. He doesn't have any. Here we are. Wow. So my grand plan of getting a shit ton of golden carrots fell through, as the conversion rate from paper to emeralds to carrots was not as good as I thought. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Well, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Wait, how does this fix pickaxes? Gotta please explain this. I don't understand Minecraft. All right, let me explain something. Are you aware of what enchantments are? Enchantments are special abilities that can be put onto tools and armor. I, very specifically, have a pickaxe that is enchanted with Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, Fortune 3, but the one we want to worry about right here is Mending. Mending is an enchantment that takes experience orbs that your character takes in and converts it into energy, or what's the term I'm looking for? Durability. Aya! Thank you so much for the sub. All hail the cube! All hail the cube! You get a jolly jangle of the cheer bell. Thank you! Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you so much. 2 whole years, what the fuck? That's 2 years of your life you're never getting back. Why can I not hear the sound? It's not mending, mine have, it's unbreaking. Unbreaking, I believe, means that your durability will last longer, I believe. I'm unsure. But yeah, so mending, if you have it on a tool, if you pull in experience orbs, unbreaking ups the durability. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. It's efficiency that means the durability will last longer, right? Question mark? It uses less durability per block. But yeah, no, the only one I want to worry about right now is mending. When you get those little experience orbs from mining certain objects, smelting objects, breeding animals, if it's on a tool, as long as your tool is being held in your hand, it'll convert that experience into durability. So by trading a whole bunch, I can recharge my mending pick so I don't lose all the other stuff that's on it. Move, I'm gay. Sadly, I did not get near enough golden carrots. I do feel a little bad about that, but what can you do? The next thing I want to do is, using this chest, I want to go drop these carrots off. Actually, hold on. Before I leave, let me double check my stores just to make sure I don't have any extra golden carrots floating around. I don't think I do. Now, I'll give them my pumpkin pie, too. I'm not using it. I'm not using it. Okay. All right. Good. And my boat should be in one of these chests here. It's not. My boat is not in any of these chests. God damn it. There it is. I knew it was in one of these chests. Haha. All right. Let's go float on over to Raglan's base. And just drop this chest off in front of his silly little house. And we will go from there. All right. We get to swim underneath the brand new bridge.
Papa, may I join the dragon raid? Or do I need parental supervision? Also, have you made my personal chicken shed yet? Remember, I'm an independent chicken now.
That is correct. You are independent chicken who don't need no farmer. However, I have not built your independent chicken shed just yet. You know me. I get distracted very, very easily. This is not the correct way. I was supposed to take a left at Albuquerque, by which I mean right at Allegro's tower here. Oopsie poopsie. Henbert, he set his house on fire. Yeah, no, like, I've had other things to be worrying about, so you know. But it's on the list, it's on the docket. I have marked out, let me show that again, scroll out. I have marked out a bunch of places to build larger scale buildings. So I'm working on planning where things are gonna go. I'm not gonna actually build Henbert's chicken hut until I have a barn set up. I need a barn, I need a field for barn animals, and I also need to make sure that I know where my business district, my docks, all of that stuff is going to be before I decide where the proper location for Henbert's house is going to be. Because it needs to be in a prominent location. Everyone needs to see him. All right, so I am going to hop out here. I'm going to place this right here so he cannot miss it. Watch him still miss it. There we go. All right, I should have brought a sign or something, but no, this is just a bunch of enchanted nonsense. I don't care about that. All right, well, I've done what I can do. If they die horribly, it's no longer on my conscience. Gata, the prince has a mailbox. Raglan Super has a drop-off box. Lol, I don't care. Do you think that my deliveries to Raglan are so pedestrian as to use the regular mailbox? Please. Please. No, he needs to see it. He needs to see it. It needs to be in a prominent location. I need to be as dramatic a bitch as possible at all times. You've known me for years, Tegan. This isn't news. Yeah, I do, but you're a peasant. It's one of those fake it till you make it kind of vibes. Don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job you want, right? Okay, when he yells at you, that's between y'all. Yes, it is. Anyway,
Papa,
what are we doing?
I know you set your house afire. I was there. That is the reason I need to leave. To protect myself.
You are made of cloth and fluff, so I understand why that would make you feel a little on edge. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It is, however, raining. I actually need to shuffle something around at my desk real quick. One moment. One memento. Okay, so
Papa, I am worried about it.
I said don't worry about it. Chickens burn too, true, but they also float. So I think that balances out somehow. On the Pokemon type chart, they are weak to fire but resistant to water, which I think, no? Yeah, we'll go with that. So moving on, ignoring any other conversation, cube time, everybody. It's cube time. You will be happy to know that the Cube has a sizable donation for this stream in particular. Right? So you see how we have all these chests lined up? Bam. 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 And pebbles. We have, by my calculation, 42,000-ish cobblestone. Everyone say thank. Now hold on. Hold on. Where's my angry face? That's too angry. That's not angry enough. That is damn near celebratory. Thank you, Sono. Now hold on. Sono got me a couple double chests, maybe 3, and that's really appreciated. However, I did the rest of this. Credit where credit is due. I've been grinding for like 3 days. Gotta excuse me, I filled every... No, you didn't! Sono! Thank you for your assistance, but no! The one on the other side of your bed I had to add because I filled all of this, and then I added more! You did like 2 rows! No, you didn't! Angigata, big Angigata. I contributed. I helped. Hold on, let me just. I helped. I did it too. I did it too. Anyway, I'm the streamer. I didn't know you added more I can't count. Angigata, I don't believe your work ethic as much as Sonos. Also, I did move all of these out of here, so there you go. Come on, Gata, don't throw a fit right now. Okay. Well, if you say so. So let's gather an inventory's worth of cobble, because these are all still empty. There we go. And let's get to work on the cube. How? I cleared the entire museum site and gave you everything I had. Sono over here fighting for their life. They've sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears. And here I am, acting as a petulant child. Cannot believe this. Yes, I can. I've lived with me for how many years? All of them? Comparatively? Yeah, I believe it. I believe that. This is 100% a Gata moment. You gotta throw your fits off stream like a professional. What do you mean? When aren't you acting petulant? Here I am once again, feeling lost now and then. Torn into pieces, can't deny it, can't pretend. Listen, to be fair, acting like a petulant child on camera has worked out very well for Aaron Game Grumps. You know? Like, I'm not saying that I need to follow in his footsteps, just that it has been profitable for him specifically. Gata not just doing a layer of water and introducing some lava is my favorite part of this. No! It has to be done by hand! Jeez! If I don't do it right, then what's the point? I have to earn the 20 American dollars. We are up to 90, of course. We are up to 90. So I have to earn the $90. Thank you very much. I do believe a portion of that donation was actually specifically to force me to do shiny hunting when I last played Pokemon. Thank you, Boomer. I also had a panic attack after that stream.
You can financially support Gata by donating directly via Streamlabs. Doing so will even make the little bar at the top of the screen fill up, getting us closer to our current goal. For legal purposes, I have to say ask your parents for permission before using their credit card. But I'm not a cop, so do what you will, kiddos.
So I had a panic moment after we finished playing Pokemon Classic last week, right? Streaming while I'm actively vacuuming at work. Evil!
Donate to make Papa happy. This is a threat toe.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I really do need, I should probably make a _! Threat command that will make Henbert lift up a random violent weapon and then say something cartoonishly dangerous. I'm actively doing work also, says Tony, but my work is boring. I get that. My new job is one of those jobs where, like, when you are doing the work, you have to be fully focused on it. However, it also is a job where there's a lot of downtime, where you're just waiting for something to happen. But also, it's the kind of job where you have to pretend to be paying attention at all times, because there are customers.
Give me a knife. I wanna make people into human chicken nuggets for revenge.
For revenge? You are a stuffed animal! They have done nothing to you! Good lord! Alright, is it nighttime or just wet? I think it's actually nighttime, so I'm gonna sleep real quick to stop things from spawning in the rain. Ow. Why panic attack? Okay, yeah, let me actually finish the story that I start. There are monsters nearby. Fucking where? Oh, there's a creeper underneath. God damn it. Alright, no, hold on, I'll fix this. Is it nighttime or just wet? I love being able to mentally check out for 3 hours.
They took my bones and stuffed me.
That's not what being a stuffed chicken means. Henbert, I think you have a very incorrect opinion of your origins. You are not a taxidermy chicken. Oh my god. Okay. No. Okay, so panic attack is not quite the right word. This is funny. This is like the cartoon.
They eat stuffed chicken for Thanksgiving, though.
Henbert, do you not know what happens on Thanksgiving? That's not. He could be if you weren't a coward. No. Henbert is a marketable plushie, and one day you will be allowed to join the hive mind by inviting a Henbert clone into your home for a price that will be determined based on the production cost plus how much I desire in profit and shipping. Finish your story, ADHD man. Okay, so Boomer gave me money to shiny hunt, right? However, the game Pokemon Classic is a ROM hack. Okay, so I'm like, okay, well, what I want to do is extract the specific sprites so I can have an overlay which shows what Pokemon are on my team, right? I was looking into options for that, something I could probably automate. Everyone stop typing, let the man talk. I tried to like research to see if there is like a single resource that all the cool ROM hacking kids are using. No. Multiple people have multiple different poses and they kind of pick and choose from different pixel artists. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna find it that way. Finally, someone's like, listen, if you want sprites from a game, from a ROM you have, you can literally just like open the ROM and like go to this folder and that's where the graphics are. I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. So I open up the ROM for Pokemon Classic and I go to the folder and I'm looking through the folder and I start sweating profusely because like each Pokemon has their own unique sprite and then a different sprite for their shiny, right? I'm looking through this folder and I don't see sprites for shinies. And I'm like, did I just waste 3 hours playing this game, grinding, trying to locate shinies when there are none in this specific game? So I am sweating like a sinner in church, y'all. I am not doing good. I'm like, oh my god. No, okay, so there are shinies. Shinies are in the game. However, in the Pokemon ROM hacking community, it is apparently a file size saving endeavor to actually code the different color palettes in a separate kind of file so that the game, the emulator, will alter the color palette of the single existing sprite as opposed to calling up a different sprite for what is supposed to be the same Pokemon. I don't know the specifics, but I do believe the reason why. This is using Game Boy Advance infrastructure, by the way. So I believe the idea is that, like, previously in, like, the actual Pokemon games, they would just copy-paste the stats, but internally the game would be like, this is a different Pokemon, technically, but no. So, shinies do exist in the game, but for a good like 10-15 minutes, I was losing my mind. First of all, like, how do I tell Susie that I cannot, how do I tell Susie and Essie that I cannot get a green Beedrill named Wormon? Right? How do I break that news to them? Second of all, how do I tell literally anybody that I have spent 3 fucking hours shiny hunting in a game with no shinies? How do I survive that conversation? How do I manage to save any face? I don't. I would never live it down. I would never be able to play a Pokemon game again. Do you understand me? That would be it. Pokemon? Never heard of her. We don't talk about the incidents. It would be so funny, though. It would have been funny.
Hey, you can't sell me, I am priceless. I am a rare find. You can't sell this amount of beauty. Sorry, Papa waited for the story to be over.
I do appreciate that you held your indignation in until the story was over. That's very, I forgive you, Kata. Thanks, Rocky. If it makes you feel better, you probably wouldn't have even found one if they were available. Thanks, Susie. Hey, Gata, what's a shiny? So, shiny Pokemon are a very rare, depending on the game, I think it's like 1 in 8,000, maybe it's less rare these days, like 1 in 2,000, chance that anytime you encounter a wild Pokemon, it will be a shiny. Shiny Pokemon are just regular statted Pokemon that have a different color palette. It's 1 in 8,192 historically. Yes. It is not less rare these days. I feel like, what game was it I was playing where it felt like I was almost exclusively getting shinies? It was an official game. It wasn't a ROM hack. It wasn't Sword. I can't think of it. Whatever. But no. Yeah, no. Every single Pokemon has a shiny.
Guess what? I've got a fun fact for you all today.
Really?
Did you know? Chickens have great memories and can recognize over 100 faces. Chickens will recognize you and your family members, which means they can even hold a grudge.
Yes.
They'll even recognize different animals too, such as dogs and cats. Chickens also remember places and different members of their flock, even after months apart. Not so bird-brained after all.
That is very true. That is very true. Chickens are
I
surprisingly
don't tell
intelligent.
because humans took my brain for Thanksgiving.
That's also not what they do for Thanksgiving. You really don't. No. Boomer says, I have, hold on. A lot of people are talking. Modern Pokemon games feel like they have better odds. Maybe it's just an uptick in the amount of Pokemon encounters that are included in a game, or the fact that, like, because shiny hunting is, like, now a thing that people go out of their way to accomplish, that there's more ways to trigger shinies appearing. The only real difference between a regular Pokemon and a shiny Pokemon, they look different. That's it. That's it. It's just back when they first introduced them in Gold, Silver, Crystal. Yeah. They were like a status thing. They were like, whoa, you got a Meowth, but it's a different color? It's like, yeah, I did. Be jealous of my shiny Meowth. I've played Pokemon and got one shiny out of my 500 and then lost my account forever. No! And yes, some of the shiny color swaps are ugly as fuck. Sometimes there are Pokemon where they're the same color, but like a different palette, like muted or more vibrant. Then there are a bunch of Pokemon that are just lime green. Like some Pokemon, their shiny variant is just the same Pokemon, but bright lime green with no explanation. I feel like I wouldn't know if I saw one. If you enter into a wild Pokemon encounter and the Pokemon has like a little extra glint animation appear on its body, there you go. It's a shiny Pokemon. Also, if you do it while chat was watching you, if chat screams and says, it's a shiny,
Am I a shiny Pokemon?
No. No, you are not. No, you are not. That's all I gotta say about the topic. There are, in other games, there are other variants of Pokemons. In the console, I think it was both in the GameCube? I think they were both on the GameCube. Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, they have something called Shadow Pokemon, which are Pokemon that have had their hearts shut off from the world, and so they have this like dark aura around them, and they can use special shadow moves, which are different than dark moves, for reasons. And I think actually they've included both Shadow and Light Pokemon into Pokemon Go? I feel like if a shiny showed up, chat would tell me. Absolutely. Absolutely. You would not be able to escape it if you were streaming and anybody was watching the screen. Unless you happen to find one in the split second that everyone like turned away to check their phones. and then looked back just to watch the thing collapse. They're like, no, Aya, no! Poor Aya. Poor Aya. It hasn't actually happened. This is a fictional scenario that I've made up in my head, but I feel for you. Rest in fucking Pokeballs, my friend. I did some research to see if I would be able to hack existing ROM hacks to replace the trainer sprite with a farmer goddess sprite. And the answer I came to is...
I took a DNA test and figured out you are not my real father, but I also figured out that I am related to Chicken Little, but it also may be because I am filled with chicken feathers.
Now, Ryukeni, I do appreciate all the extra lore that you're adding to Henbert, but now you've introduced this, right? You've stated beyond a doubt what his canonical filling is, which means now if I ever do make marketable plushies, I have to shell out for actual feather stuffing. Do you have any idea how expensive it is to mass market anything using real down in this economy? In this economy. Well, good news, bad news, everyone. Henbert plushies are now a luxury item. Pay the fuck up. I am talking like $200 a pop. It's gonna be a 6-inch tall figure, but oh, will he be fluffy. Oh, will he feel fun to touch. You can put him under your pillow. He'll have like no use your own chicken's feathers. I actually believe that would be, no, look, like one feather per, oh, hold on, one feather per plush?
Correction, Papa. One feather.
Oh, I see. That's much better. I slowly lower the rock that I was holding in my hand. Ryukeni sweats profusely.
A lucky feather put by love.
A lucky feather put by love. That's a nice way of putting it. What a wonderful, nice way. I smile sweetly as I slowly uncock the gun. No, I am joking, of course. I'm not actually upset, Ryukeni. It's fine. All right. Fucking creepers. Fucking creepers.
One of Henbert's licky feathers before he was plucked for Thanksgiving.
He wasn't plucked for Thanksgiving! He was born a stuffed animal and he'll die a stuffed animal. Oh, only the golden ticket ones can talk. This is... Oh, hey, Dango2310. Thank you so much for the follow. You get a jolly jangle of the cheer bell. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to Haycraft. This is a whitelisted 1.20. Tell Ryukeni to pay attention, lol. Is Ryukeni not paying attention? My friend just freaking looked at my screen and then joined. Okay, well, perfect. Now, Ryukeni, you can tell your friend all about this. I ain't gonna say shit. They want context? It's your job now. You're the lore master.
Papa, I can die?
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Nope, I came in
Papa,
and I'm like...
I am once again worried about it.
Amazing. No, people don't need to pay attention. I actually was recently informed that one of my followers, who shall remain unnamed, uses me to nap. They'll turn on my VODs, or if I'm streaming when they're home from work, they will... Tegan is free! Streamer has titled a new lore master! Amazing.
Papa, is my friend Ryu now the lore master? If so, Perfect.
Oh, I immediately regret this decision. I immediately regret this decision. Tegan, actually, if you wouldn't mind remaining my... Oh, nope, there she goes. She's running off into the sunrise. Okay.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, are you in school? Oh my God, I forgot that people are in the educational system on Thursdays around 1 o'clock. Do your homework. I am not going to be held responsible for distracting you. Do your homework. I am a good role model. I might say bad words every once in a while, but aside from that, stay in school, stay in drugs, do school, whatever the other third thing was.
Papa, do not mind Ryu. We are creating my law. Casually breaks fourth wall.
See what you can do actually. I need like multiple like edgy alternate universe takes on Henbert's lore, like how there's like 20 different versions of Sans Undertale. I want like reverse universes where I'm the chicken and Henbert's the farmer. I want dark universes where he's emo, and the only thing that changes about his design is he has like a dyed bangs. Stay in school or you'll end up like Gata. Now hold on. Hold on. Jun, I went to college. I didn't stay very long, but I went. Don't make it out like I am the worst possible scenario here. I'm not the bad end. Fucking, can you imagine? Someone did this on Twitter ages ago. Gata, do you hear yourself scream? You're already the chicken. Oh no. Oh no! Amazing. No, someone tweeted this ages ago where like the ghost of Christmas past shows up with like a Victorian version of yourself, like a younger version of yourself, and they say, and this is what will happen if you don't behave. And your younger version screams and goes, oh spirit, I promise, I can change, and then disappear. It's like, what the fuck? As far as I know, Yuen is a god, and Henbert is his sentient creation, actually. I mean, that's an interesting way of putting it. Technically, and I shouldn't be spoiling this, Yuen is not a god. He's the devil.
Papa, what is a cute horror movie plot? Asking for a friend.
I don't watch horror. So I think you should do what everyone else does and just make Five Nights at Freddy's again. Everyone loves Five Nights at Freddy's. There's nothing inherently wrong with the story and plot of Five Nights at Freddy's. No glaring issues. Perfect horror story. Just take that wholesale.
Papa, I have became a cannibal. I have ate my own people as chicken nuggets. I have ate their thighs.
What's really interesting, actually, and this is a true chicken fact, Dango, if you don't know, the trick to good horror is now showing the monster. Yes, now, right now. Just right now. Fun fact, chickens are actually, opportunistic carnivores. They don't care if it's bird or not. They will in fact eat and enjoy chicken. I actually had parrots. Choopy, are you okay? You sneezy? Okay, he sneezy, he do a big stretch, he okay. Yeah, no, they fucking love chicken. They fucking love chicken. Yes, Choopy! I haven't talked about Choopy on stream yet. So, we have adopted a new dog. Could you hear him sneezing? Tell chat about dog. Choopy! We have retroactively decided. I've done nothing. Hello? I did nothing to deserve this treatment. I was telling you about new dog and everything. Okay, Choopy's fine. Choopy's fine. just looking over, making sure he's okay. Yes, so we went to the Humane Society to adopt a dog. There was an ancient ass dog named Mr. Cuddles, and he had been on the Humane Society's website for quite a few weeks. And Jessica, who checks the website frequently as like part of her job, noticed that he was not getting any motion. He was not getting any attention. The Humane Society we have is no kill, so he wasn't in danger, but she felt bad for him, and she's like, we don't have a dog, and if he's still there when we go, then we'll take him home and see how he fits in. I said, okay. So we go there, and miraculously, for Mr. Cuddles, he had been adopted the day prior. Someone else also said, Mr. Cuddles needs a home. So beautiful wife was a little upset, just a little bit upset about that. But we were there, let's look for a dog. So we go look in the small dog area, and almost every dog there has a little sign saying, I've been adopted, I've been adopted. And we're like, oh, how good for you. And there was like puppies, there was a Pomeranian, there was like a poodle mix. They're all happy puppies, they're all waiting to go home. And there was one, thank you, get your fingers right in there. Mess with those tangles, thank you very much, appreciate it. And there was one that had not been adopted. And his name was Choopy. Choopy can't see shit. He's not blind as a bat, but he's very near as. Thank you for the veg. Thank you for the veg. He is a wired hair terrier mix. He is primarily black, but he has brown around his face, and he has bushy brown eyebrows, which endeared me to him immediately. So we asked if we could meet him, because how it works is like we'll say, hey, we're interested in meeting this dog. They'll bring us into an interview room. They'll have one of the counselors come in with the dog, and we'll interact with them, see if we click, see if we like the disposition, and then talk about what they've noted the dog needs and how the dog acts. Now, Choopy is brought in, and he's not particularly interested in us. He doesn't care terribly much. And the counselor says, okay, well, Choopy was previously adopted and then returned. And that happens, right? It's not always a bad thing. Not every dog is going to be well situated for every home. And especially if there are other animals already in the home and they cannot make them get along, it's not fair for any of the animals involved to force them.
Can I see? I can talk, but I have no lungs, but I have no brain. Can I see or not? Do I need a blind guide human? Are you my guide human?
Lore watch. Oh no! Oh no! Baby zombie! It's still behind me! Get away, get away, get away, get away! It's still chasing me! Why is there a turtle? Oh no! That scared the shit out of me! Oh! I've been playing this game for a fucking decade, and I'm still bad at it. Okay, there's a skeleton on my bed, so I gotta go to a different one. Oh, God. Fucking hell. What was I talking about? The people who are napping are having a bad time. Oh, that was another story that I didn't finish telling. Move, I'm gay. We'll get to that in a second. Choopy! Yeah, so they bring Choopy in, and the counselor tells us that, yes, dog's getting returned, that Choopy had been returned. And the thing is that Choopy hadn't been in the shelter long enough for them to really have an idea of his disposition. So the only information they had on him was the information from the people who returned him, right? So like big asterisk marks there, right? The information that we were given was that Choopy is not friendly, does not respond well to other dogs, has not been tested vis-a-vis interacting with cats. Nipped was very resource guardy, is afraid of having his food taken away, and so will fight if he even believes his food is threatened. So like they're telling us all of these behaviors, and I am less and less and less. I'm like, oh no. The problem is, beautiful wife has already mentally adopted this dog. When she said that dog's name, her brain went, this is my dog. This is my dog. And I was like, okay, well, let me talk to my wife real quick. And so I did. I had to look her in the eyes and I had to tell her, primarily, you should be using the channel points to try and fill the screen. Jun just hates letting us fill up the screen. Lol. It's definitely doable. It's definitely doable. The main issue is spamming chat. Also, why is chat behind the veg? That is not correct. Why is chat behind the veg? That should not be happening. It's fine. Hold on. Where is chat? Okay, so I also hate it, but I'm letting it slide. So what I think happened, where is the chat that is visible right now? I didn't even stream. Nothing should be broken. All right, there's the double chat. Actually, I think this is the first chat. I think this is chat from Stardew Valley. So then where is the chat that's appearing on screen right now? Where is the where is it? Show it to me. Okay, it's there. But then where is veg? Why is veg? There's the emoji wall, that's correct. There's the sound alerts. What the fuck? What the fuck me? I haven't touched anything. Nothing should have been moved. I don't understand why this is a problem. No, it's fine, I guess. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn this chat off. I'm gonna turn this chat on. Someone type something. There we go. Okay. Now that should be above the veg. Somebody veg me, so I know. Somebody veg me so I know. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, the veg is in front of the frame, but behind the chat, which is where it was supposed to be. And I don't know why it wasn't, but it's fixed, and we're gonna continue on. What I really need to do is take like a month break from streaming and redo everything, all of my resources, because I haven't seriously done any like major maintenance on my OBS in like 2 years now. But no, so Choopy story. Finishing the Choopy story, then tell the napping story. I promise. I can finish a fucking story. I can do it. Believe me. It's possible. But so the counselor listed out all of these issues, all of these behaviors. And I was like, listen, we have cats, we have a rabbit. We need to focus. No, I'm not gonna take one now. Right before Christmas? No, of course not. I'm just saying that that's what I probably should do. It's not what I'm going to do, but, you know, it's what I should do. I'm trying to tell my wife this dog is not the dog for us. And my wife, at this point, is actively crying. Not because I told her she can't have the dog, but because she says, like, you're right. You're absolutely right. But if we don't give him a chance, who will? And I'm like, well, I really can't argue with that. I said, okay. So we did a sleepover, which is where they allow us to take the dog home for 2 or 3 nights just to see how the dog does, just to see if it's a good fit for our family. Because like the previous people, they got through the entire adoption process and then brought him back later. So I am expecting this animal to act guarded. I'm expecting him to be upset and defensive. I'm terrified of what is going to happen if he somehow gains access to rutabaga. I am very, very upset. And you want to know how he did? Fine. He sniffed the rabbit and said, okay, and left.
Papa, you can't finish a story. You are forever trapped in the continuous cycle of talking to chat and getting distracted. You can't run from the ADHD distractions. Don't fight it cause you can't.
I'ma fight it. Just watch me. Damn, ADHD got hands. Also, don't distract me. Shut up, Henry. You're doing it on purpose now, you asshole. I love you. He looked so happy of that pick in the car. He was a very happy boy. Choopy did so well. Hold up.
Shh, no I'm not.
One moment, everyone. Where? Oh, there he is. Okay. Phew. For a split second, I thought I lost Choopy, but he's wrapped himself up in the curtains because he wants to have... The blankets I put down to be near me weren't comfy enough, so he's found a new bed. Choopy did so well that he's now adopted. Yes, he's properly potty trained. The thing is, right, he is blind. And what we think happened was because he was unable to see, if people were consistently entering his physical space without letting him know, he's gonna be defensive. The other family also had a dog, so it's entirely possible that because so many things were quickly entering and exiting his field of vision, on top of there being food, he became instantly defensive whenever anything came into his range of vision because he couldn't trust that it wouldn't take his food away. He does not need a seeing human as well. He just needs someone to physically call out to him and then to give him a gentle tap on the side you're going to interact with him with so he knows where you are. And then he's fine. When we got home, right, I was very standoffish. I was like very unsure of how this dog is going to act. And my wife says, look, just try calling his name and see what happens. So I put my hands down. I got on my knees, and I did a little clap, and I called his name Choopy. And his ears perked up. He turned around. He couldn't see me, but he walked right over to me. And once he saw me, his ears went back, and he lowered his head, and he did the little happy puppy jiggle. And then he shoved his face in between my hands for pets. So I'm kneeling there with my hands full of happy dog. I start crying. Jessica's crying. Choopy is happy as can be. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, he picked you. He kind of did. See, okay, so I'm the one that gives him the good scritches. He wants to be on the couch with me. He wants my attention. He wants me to pet him and run with him and do exercises. I'm dad. He hasn't even been with us for a full week yet, but I am dad, and he has very specific things he wants from me. Jessica, of course, is mom now, and he is a mama's boy. He wants to be curled up in the bed. He does not, when Jessica is in the bed, I am not allowed near. That is his mama, and he is protective of his mama. So because he's blind, we have to go out of our way to make sure that he's not paying attention when I bend over to give her like a kiss or anything. How does Brisket like sharing Dag? Both you and Aya asked the vague same question. So at first, all three cats were terrified, right? Brisket and Priscilla understand how to act with a dog. They've had dog siblings before. Meatloaf has not. Meatloaf has never lived with a dog before. So we brought home a very strange cat from Meatloaf's perspective, and he's treating Choopy like he is a fellow cat. Be right back, a bell gonna ring. Go do your schoolwork, small child, and you can watch the VOD later. Don't make me time you out. Bap you over the head. I'll bap you over the head. Adorable. Very adorable. I love him so much. This cat doesn't know how to act. This cat doesn't understand why this other cat is not doing cat things when all he's ever known are cats. Granted, some cats have no fur and are very tall and are in charge of giving out the dry kibble. So this is just a new, weird, small, straggly cat. And doesn't understand it. Doesn't get it. Bye, Ryu Kenny. Have a good day at school. They're probably absolutely still watching, but I'll let it be. I'm not their dad. I ain't their parents. We have the same inverse problem with Toast, who seems to believe she's a dog despite having 3 cat siblings. It's so weird how animal psychology will work like that, isn't it? God. Have you seen, there's a dog that was raised from puppyhood with exclusively cats. So this grown-ass, like, full-size dog believes it is also a cat and will loaf. It will loaf with its paws because that's how all of its siblings rest. And it is so fucking cute. God. She and Philip are the children of our 140-pound dog. Oh no. Oh no, that's a big cat. Dash a big cat. Amazing. But yeah, so Meatloaf has mostly gotten used to it. When Choopy first showed up, all 3 of the cats learned very quickly what Choopy's range of vision was, and they went out of their way to stay out of their range of vision. It was hilarious because Choopy would, like, see them, right? And he'd go after them to boof at them because he goes, I see you! I see you! And they would immediately, like, hop on a surface or scamper away. And then Choopy, no longer able to see them, would stand stock still like, well, where did they go? They were just here. And it'd be so funny, especially when all they would do is, like, hop up, like, just a head taller. They'd hop onto a box or up onto a chair. And despite them being directly in front of Choopy would be like, well, the cat's gone, so I guess I don't have to worry about it anymore. Off he would trot. Meatloaf has since started getting into Choopy's space, but he knows that if he moves too quickly, that Choopy will bark at him. But if he just walks into Choopy's space, Choopy will sniff him and then go on his way. Priscilla is still staying out of sight, out of mind. Brisket is pissed. Brisket does not like Choopy. Brisket will get to a safe vantage point and then hiss at Choopy. And Choopy will be like, I know you're there because I can hear you, but I can't see you. And he'll wag his tail like, hello, creature that I can hear but can't see. And Brisket will hiss and go, fuck off. Fuck off. Leave me alone. I don't like you. Just this morning, Brisket has begun bapping Choopy whenever he passes. He hisses and throws a paw out like, go away, I don't like you, go away. And Choopy bless his little heart, is like, oh boy, this is playing, I think. I can't see you, but I can hear you, and sometimes you bat me, so I'm gonna bark at you and run around in circles because we're playing. And Bert's like, no, fuck you, I hate you, go die. They'll figure it out. They will figure it out. You wanna know who else wants Choopy dead? You wanna know who else wants this poor dog's head on a fucking platter and will take care of it herself if no one else steps in to deal with it? Fucking Rutabaga. Rutabaga squared the fuck up. And Choopy is like, oh boy. Rutabaga bound in a single bound, jumped from one edge of her cage to another to body slam into the bars to get at Choopy. I was afraid that she would be like, oh, I am a prey animal and you are going to eat me. No, Rutabaga said, first day on the lot, pick a fight with the toughest kid there. Knuckles, that's prison. Only if you let it be. Rutabaga was ready to throw fucking paws. And, I mean, they're fine now. You have a predator rabbit gotta, apparently. Jesus Christ. But once Choopy, like, established that he was not gonna do anything, Rutabaga no longer is trying to kill him. If he gets too close, she'll thump to let him know, like, don't come any closer, buddy. You stay back. You stay back. And then, of course, Choopy gets bored and leaves. Rutabaga is so ready to go all the time. I love her. I love her too. She is a good fucking rabbit. What the fuck? All of my babies are good. Choopy has not had any reason to interact with the chickens just yet. I am a little concerned that his prey drive will go off. But that's an issue for a future version of me, not the me version of me, you know? Right now, the chickens do make noise, and if he goes after them, they'll run. And oh, running birds are fun to chase. I know how dogs work. I understand. But so far, they have stayed in their enclosure, and even though he can hear them, when he's outside, he's mostly focused on running the fuck away. So, the first day we had him adopted properly, beautiful wife is like, we understand his body language. Let's see how he does off leash. I said, okay. And so Jessica takes him outside, takes the leash off, and walks him around the yard. And he stays close to her, and he's like, oh, where's mom? Oh, there she is. And he trots after her. He does his business. And she's like, okay, well, he does good. So we don't need to worry about the leash so much. Just let him out, walk with him, and bring him back inside when he's done. I'm like, oh, okay. The very next day, I do the exact same thing. I take him outside, I take off the leash, and I set him down. And there is a moment where he stands stock still, just staring into the void, and like the dial-up noise plays, a loading circle rotates in front of his eyes, and then it clicks. He goes, oh, I am not on a leash. And he fucking books it. You're in American Sign Language. Amazing. Fantastic. No more Henbert lore for a while. Well, yeah, you gotta use your hands. You gotta use your hands to learn ASL. Absolutely fantastic. My father is deaf, so I grew up learning ASL. I am not fluent, however. Oh no! Enjoy your class. Learn lots. And then we can talk about it when you come back. Because I have stories to tell. But no. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, no. Fucking Choopy realizes, oh, I am off leash, and he fucking books it. And I'm going, no, 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 no. Because the direction he booked it was towards our neighbors, who has an angry and protective pit bull. Luckily, the two dogs never met. We never made it over to their area. I stopped Choopy in time, but damn if he did not run. So now on days when he stays home with dad in the morning, we're adding a run in the opposite direction to our daily routine. My new job runs either 12 to 8 or 3 to 10 p.m. Those are the 2 shifts I will be covering for the most part. Which means that I have the mornings to care for animals and do things like get crock pots going, take care of the house, and then I go off to my job. And yeah, some days Choopy will be home with me. Others, he will go to work with beautiful wife. My beautiful wife works for 2 different veterinary clinics. One is an orthopedic specialist, a doggy orthopedic specialist, and the other is general practice. Choopy does not like the orthopedic place. He hates it. He's not good. He misbehaves. But he much prefers the general practice. So on days when she's at the general practice place, Choopy will go to work. On days when she goes to the orthopedics, he will stay home. And we previously had him crated up, right? We bought a crate and we put some blankets in there. And for the first few nights, he was fine. But then, beautiful wife said, "Hey, I'm gonna take a nap. Give me the dog." I said, "What?" She says, "Yeah, give me the dog. I want to cuddle with him while I nap." I said, "Okay." And so I let her do that. So then Choopy realized, oh, the bed is so much nicer than the crate. So he no longer stays in the crate. He whined and he pleaded, and I tried to ignore him. And around 1 in the morning, my wife woke me up and said, "Get the dog and put him in the bed." I'm like, okay. So crate training was a no-go. The good news is that I was worried he would try to get down in the night and hurt himself, but he seems aware that the bed is up high, and he actually wakes us up to ask to go to the bathroom. And we didn't even have to train him for that, so what a good dog. What a good dog. He has the occasional accident because he's not sure where the door is to ask to go out, but today he found me, and he made a very specific pawing motion and whined. And so I asked him if he wanted to go out. And he understands that question. So he was like, "Yes, I want to go out." So I took him out and he did his business. Oh, fucking spiders, and it's nighttime again, and God. Ah! That hole gets deeper. He's a very smart baby, and I'm very proud of him. But yeah, that's everything that's happening at Farmer Gada's house right now. So to finish my story from a half an hour ago, where I was informed that one of my farmhands will put my stream on and then take a nap while it's still running, or they'll pull up my VOD and listen to the VOD while they nap. Are you angry at me? No, you're fine. Okay. There's a creeper over there that'll still explode if I get too close, so I'll be careful. Gotta eat food? I have none. It's fine. Probably. I will simply perish. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I said to them, I says, "Farmhand, how can you possibly sleep when I have all the jolly jangles going on?" And Farmhand said, "Well, I mean, sometimes it'll wake me up, but then I wake up happy because I know that means that you're happy, and I like it when Farmer Gada is happy." And I was like, oh, that's so sweet of you to say. It is a farmhand that I know IRL. So they were like, "Gada's my friend, and I am happy that Gada friend is happy." Like, oh, that's so sweet of you. I then informed them of how Susie has been watching me since day 1, and after I added that, since I added that farm bell, they have not known peace. Adding the cheer bell has negatively impacted the sleep schedules of both Susie and my beautiful wife specifically. It is a terror and a menace, and they suffer greatly. I have no interest in stopping. Sorry, not sorry. It's gotten better now that our schedules have changed, but back in the early days, my beautiful wife would purposefully go out of her way to tell people about that damned cowbell for how frequently it bothered her. Oh, actually, no, I just realized something. Am I the only one on the server right now? I am, but in the event someone does come by, I should probably actually do the thing that I'm supposed to be doing and have these open. Whoops. I can barely hear the cowbell. So here's the thing, Boomer. First of all, I did not have my audio balanced for the first 3 years of this. Honestly, it probably was more like for the first 4.5 years, my audio was not balanced. The cheer bell was a drastic shock to anyone listening. Second of all, the bell is much louder IRL than it sounds on stream. And my beautiful wife was a wall away from me jangling this cowbell. It was a fucking nightmare. Ah, that would make a difference, lol. I still haven't properly balanced all of my audio inputs. I'm still... Can I admit something, chat? This shouldn't be surprising. Gata is suboptimal at this thing he's been doing for years. I still pull the music that is playing, the Discord game audio, and Henbert are all pulled directly from the desktop audio source. The only unique audio source is my microphone. And then everything else is through desktop. Which, if you're not a streamer, I will tell you straight up, is not correct. Do not do this. Do not do this. Gata, you're almost halfway done with the cube. I am maybe a quarter way done with the cube. That right there is the halfway point. To be fair, they just added a way to do it in OBS. Did they? I haven't updated it in a hot minute. Because whenever they do, they fuck everything up. To split audio? What? No, they've had that for a while now. They didn't just do it. You've always had multiple audio sources. What are you... Boomer, what are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? They have application audio. I mean, I'm pretty certain that was already a thing, but let's not burn bridges from both ends or anything. Let's not split hairs too finely. I like my hairs chunky. Having you stream so early has Pavloved me into thinking it's time for bed. Oh no! I may need to become a day streamer. I may, unironically, need to become a morning streamer going forward. I will be working 5 days a week. And granted, I'll be working late 5 days a week. But because of how my wife's schedule is, I can't simply start streaming at midnight and stream to the wee hours of the morning. I would never see my wife. I still need to be able to get 8 hours of sleep and be up with my wife in the morning, right? So what I may end up having to do is do more noon streams on days that I have off. Maybe add in, like, I don't want to say a specific number, but like have a specific morning stream on days that I do work, but don't go in until later. I don't know. I don't want to lose VTubing. But I also will not be able to continue on as I have. The 5 p.m. Gata streams, for as long as I'm employed at this business, may have to no longer be a standard. which I guess is okay. I really hope that nobody who is here has gone out of their way to be here. I hope that nobody who has shown up today is preventing themselves from performing regular adult activities to be able to watch me. Because that is not what I want. But also, if people simply are unable to catch me live going forward, that would be sad. But it's what I have to do, unfortunately. You finished vacuuming all your classrooms, so it was time for your break. Hot damn. Hot diggity damn. So today, specifically, Beautiful Wife is not going to be home until 7 p.m., right? So my plan is to stream Minecraft until we run out of cobble, and then switch over to Pokemon Classic, and then end whenever Beautiful Wife gets home, so I can spend my evening with my beautiful wife. She is not taking this well. This isn't news to anyone, but my beautiful wife cries quite a bit. When I had to go to work the first day, she cried. She said, "No, my house husband." And I said, I know, but I gotta be gainfully employed. She does not like me working one bit. She hates it. Once the money actually comes in, I'm sure it'll be easier to swallow. But right now, she leaves in the morning, and then she comes home and I'm not here. And she has to go to bed when I'm not here. And then I show up and I wake her up to give her a kiss and a cuddle. And then she gets up in the morning and leaves me again. And she's like, "I miss you. I never see you." But then on days like today, where I have off...
Oh boy, I think I feel a fun fact coming on.
Oh yeah?
Did you know? Chickens can comprehend object permanence.
Yes.
When an object is taken away or hidden from view, chickens still know that object exists. Chicks as young as 2 days old have shown object permanence, whereas human babies don't develop this skill until they are 6 months old. Not many animals even have this ability at all.
Yeah. As chickens are predators on some level, they need object permanence to be able to locate bugs as they travel through the underbrush. Some of us still haven't developed that skill. Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, so tonight she works until 7. So I'm streaming specifically when she is not here, so I can spend every waking hour with her when she is here. And also, object permanence and where the fuck did I put that are different, lol. True. Very true. Give me one moment. I need to take a sip of water. Despite me working in a position now where I am interacting with customers, with people, I've spent the last handful of days not flexing my yeehaw muscle, right? It has been very little talking and a whole lot of looking and paying attention and answering questions. So I am talking, but I'm not like entertaining. You know what I mean? Like when you work in a job where you have customers who you are interacting with, you got to put on a little bit of a performance in order to endear them to you. Also, my job is tip-based, so I really want to endear them to me. Oh, Lord. So, because I haven't been performing at all since the last time I streamed, now that I am here performing, my throat is a little rusty. I'm like, oh God, oh geez. I got out of the habit. Oh no! I also do not fully know yet where the line is vis-a-vis social media and storytelling. There are stories about my new job that I want to tell you, but until I know what data I am legally allowed to give out, I do not dare risk it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Once I figure that out, though, trust me. Trust me. It's finally lunchtime at 1:46 p.m. Oh no! Oh, Aya, I'm sorry. Aya, I'm sorry. What do you have for lunch? What do you have for lunch? What you got? Did you bring enough for the class? For dinner tonight, I am making a crock pot meal. I found a recipe titled, Please Marry Me Chicken. And even though I'm already married, I think I'm gonna get proposed to again. Hi, Neb. Welcome in. So, it's primarily garlic, onion, pepper, salt. And there's a sauce with thickened chicken broth, various spices, including some red pepper flakes and some chili. Garlic, onion, salt, pepper. Lots of butter, heavy cream, but I replaced it with thickened almond milk because we don't actually have any heavy cream at the moment. That's probably better for me. And sun-dried tomatoes. You take the chicken breasts and you cover it in the spice mixture, and you use a shit ton of oil and butter, and you golden sear both sides. You mix up the sauce. Which turns out more of a gravy once you add the cornstarch into it, and it's chicken broth with heavy cream, lots of spices. You put all that in. You add the tomatoes on top. Put it in the crock pot. 8 hours. 8 hours on low. And ooh, does it smell divine already? I'm gonna be putting it on top of some delicious mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. And it'll be ready shortly before my beautiful wife gets home. I just put a sprinkle of basil atop it and serve it as so. And I have been told that if I am not already married, I soon will be, because it is very good. So, fingers crossed she likes it. We also have some strawberry wine, which I don't know if it'll necessarily go with the meal, but we've been waiting for a reason to break into it. So I think on this, our first date night together since me getting a new job, we'll break into it, watch a movie or something. Just go on a cute little date. As we do not quite have the time to do so anymore. She, adopt me background music. I got a lunchtime meal combo with white rice, chicken and string beans, and walnut shrimp. Ooh. Oh, that sounds good. Is that a Panda Express kind of thing? Their walnut shrimp is actually pretty good. Like, fast food Chinese food is already kind of iffy. But when Panda Express has something, ooh. Okay, you describing chicken dinner has incentivized me to get up and make food, so you're going on the phone while I make ramen. Amazing. I've actually been making a whole lot of ramen recently. My beautiful wife, and this is more deep Gato lore that older fans will recognize. I make stinky ramen. It's part of why my nickname is Stinky. It's not actually Panda Express, local place. Well, nice. Oh, even better, even fucking better. I make stinky ramen, where I replace the water quantity with a pre-made broth. I put a bunch of extra spices in. As it's boiling, I drop in some eggs to get a little extra protein in there. I top it off with some sweet and sour sauce. And then I go to town on it. And my beautiful wife cannot stand the fucking smell. Ryu Kenny says, I made tuna pasta last night and it was amazing. Tuna pasta is so good, but it's also one of those things where I really have to be in the mood for tuna pasta to make tuna pasta. I prefer to make tuna and chicken salads using Miracle Whip for a little added zing. So tuna pasta for me is always Miracle Whip based, and people are like, ew, what? Gross, disgusting, and I get it. But I grew up in New England, where Miracle Whip is more of a thing. Mayonnaise still exists, but it's primarily Miracle Whip. I don't actually know why. I will miss the lunch at this job the most since it is free. That is fucking wild that you got free lunch and was essentially a DoorDash stipend. Fuck off. I am jealous. My previous job at the retirement community, they had like a ritzy restaurant attached, right? The location was originally built to be a retirement golf resort before it was purchased by a different group and not really converted, but their focus was less on pretending to be high-end. But this building still had a really ritzy dining area and all of the amenities, so their food was pretty good. No employee discounts. Full price or fuck off. And the price wasn't exactly cheap either, due to the fact that it was aimed at like a richier clientele. I can send a recipe if you'd like my version. Are you in the Discord? Let's do this. Oh, it didn't register because it was in capital. Henbert, please.
If you join our community Discord, everybody will yell yee-haw and jangle cowbells at you. I'm told this is meant to be a perk, but honestly, it sounds horrific. Subs have an exclusive channel to see works in progress before anyone else.
No, I did not get a free meal during my shift. I had to wait in line with everyone else in order to get my food. They took it out of my paycheck, so I didn't have to have the cash on hand. They calculated it during payday, but still. The new place that I work at also serves food. However, they, you pay up front, but it's a 20% discount for employees, which is really nice, actually.
Papa, you can't get rid of the cursed law. It always follows.
It always follows. It always follows. I will never be free, but that's okay. I have the TTS because then it lets people have fun with Henbert. I've had to pay for food everywhere I've worked except the hockey rink. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you work in an environment that produces food, you should expect the individuals who work for you to be able to have some of that food. It just feels bad otherwise. All right, I'll update the lore doc. Oh, I was telling you about the deep lore. Yeah. So, at this point, and I may change my mind, so, bookmark this VOD if anyone ever ends up making, like, a conspiracy theorist Gotta Lore Tumblr account or something. But the original twist for the Mercury SMP role-playing lore, we're not role-playing here, was that Ewan was actually a demon from hell, right? Follow me on this. A high-ranking demon from hell who thought Farmer Gada was just kind of neat. But because Farmer Gada was the pet mortal of a high-ranking individual from the nether, or the afterlife, or whatever, any weird magic bullshit happening around him was a result of his direct connection to Ewan, whose official title as a Lord of Death, I gotta switch to the kitty face for this, was the Grim Sheeper. Yeah. I was real proud of that when I came up with it like 3 years ago. Jesus Christ, God! Oh, God. Before Mercury SMP, before I left Mercury SMP, there were plans to do, like, animatic stuff. There was, like, deep lore storylines we were all juggling around. But the speed at which those beats were being reached did not match with my desire to produce content, which was a large part of why I eventually left. So all of that story, Celestina Monday, the witch that Ewan disliked and tried to stop Gata from communicating with, it was all part of this slow and gradual reveal of who and what Ewan actually is, and why these weird mishaps keep happening around Farmer Gata while Farmer Gata stays more or less unaware. That was really hard because it meant that I, who was waiting for other people's lore to kick in, was in a holding pattern of being a hapless, unaware, only situationally connected individual while all this other stuff was buzzing in the background. And the rate at which other people were introducing their lore, which had to take place before the Ewan stuff kicked off, meant that I was just spinning my wheels for like 3 solid months. And for the people who were watching Mercury SMP and were enjoying it, they probably didn't notice that. They probably just assumed that more was happening, more important stuff was happening in those streams than I was admitting on camera. But no, 9 times out of 10, I was bullshitting. I was improving because the actual stories that we were trying to tell hadn't properly started yet. I think my notes were so good. Your notes were so good, Tegan. Your notes were the best. You were on top of it. Like, whoa. Amazing. Amazing. What's really funny and kind of upsetting was for those of you who've been around since the original Eggshell Acres Minecraft series, which ended because of technical difficulties, I was trying to introduce the elements of the Ewan plot back in that 1.12 Minecraft mod pack. We're on 120. I've been trying to tell this story for 8 fucking Minecraft updates. And then Mercury SMP wasn't moving fast enough, so I left the project. And now this project has no roleplay to it. And frankly, while I haven't given up, it's not something that I'm holding so close to my chest anymore at this point. Oof, LMAO. If I ever do decide to start weaving the lore in, we could do that. No, this is not a roleplay server. This is not a roleplay server, Tegan. We're not doing this shit. I mean, we are role-playing insofar as our VTuber lore exists, but it's not like when we were doing Mercury SMP, there was actually a big issue where the streamers, some of whom were VTubers, were having a hard time differentiating the Minecraft server exclusive lore from their like generic lore and how that interacted. I don't have VTuber lore yet. True. So mark this one down on your calendars, folks. If anything strange and storyline related starts happening, quickly come back here and rewatch this segment and start connecting some dots. You've connected them. You ain't connected shit. I've connected the dots. You know the reference. You know the one. Technically speaking, I actually was supposed to already have an interactable Ewan on the channel. That project is still a work in progress. The artists that I was contacting for it were in between semesters when I initially contracted them. And then when they were able to work on it, I had no money because I was unemployed. But there's supposed to be an animated interactable Ewan as part of the stream setup, even for non-Minecraft stuff. So Ewan and his lore will be included into the generic stream lore at some point in the future. For right now, he's just like a secondary character that people who know my existing lore and have been here for a while know the name of, but, you know, amazing. Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Also, I will purposefully not tell you anything about Celestina Monday because I was actually really thrilled with how that character was going. Can't wait for the Grim Sheeper himself on stream. See, here's the thing, right? Do you guys remember when I was making jokes about the varmint note? Yeah. Yeah, that was supposed to unironically be a thing. I had the varmint note, and Ewan was the god of death that low-key gave it to me. That was the joke. But then things fell through, so say lovey. Now, apparently, some people back during Mercury SMP, my role-playing, my acting was so good, they thought that the witch Celestina Monday was a real person on the Minecraft server. They assumed that it was another player and not like a side character that I invented to interact with while waiting for the other members of the server to set things up. That got a kick out of me. That was fun. In my defense, no, it wasn't just you, Susie. It was actually like 2 or 3 people who was like, oh, wait, Celestina Monday isn't real? Like, no, that's a side character. They've never shown their face. What do you mean? Check out this clip. Thank you, Tegan. Thank you, Tegan. We'll put that in the Gotta Lore section. So y'all could run back and check it. Technically, you probably should have named it the name of this stream, as I don't date my streams anymore. I probably should, but I don't. Are there any deep burning questions you have about anything? Because I am slowly running out of things to talk about. So one of you has to like set me off on a tangent or a rant. You couldn't access streaming on Noble. I see. That's fine. Okay, I do still have more cobble. Get in my inventory, please. And there we go. Okay. We're getting there. We're really doing it. We're really doing it. The cube is coming along. I daren't assume that this will be enough to get us to the top, but it might be enough to get us up to the diamond center. It just might. It just might. Yeah. All right, what section do I want to do next? All right, thank you, Tegan. Thank you. It's a big if. There's no guarantee that I'll actually follow through with any of this, but oh well. Chances are I'll repurpose the plot line I had envisioned as like a TTRPG project or something. Because, like, there were going to be clones, there was going to be a dark timeline version of Gata who was his own unique character. Henbert was involved. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Going across like so. I'm ready. I'm fingers crossed. And there would have been no guarantee that it would have been any good, to be fair. I can fire up the vault again. Nah. I'll figure it out. Especially with my new job change, there's no way for me to be able to determine whether or not I'll be able to follow through with any particular project. Haycraft, of course, will continue to exist. I fucking started this thing and I'm not letting it go. That would just be rude. But, you know. I'm real upset. Did you guys know that I was supposed to appear in 2 separate streams this last weekend? Ever since learning that there is no beef product in the beef instant ramen, I have known peace. You have known peace or have never known peace? Yeah, I was supposed to be a player in a Cyborg game over at the Come and Go Tavern, and I'm real mad about it. No, it wasn't. It was Lancer, I think. The Cyborg game was in July, and I also had to cancel that for unrelated reasons because Meatloaf was injured. So I was also supposed to be the co-host for Raglan's charity Stardew Valley stream this past weekend. My new job was supposed to have contacted me. I was supposed to be working. My first day was supposed to be Friday. Yeah, no, thank you so much, Cheeky. I'm checking over that. I felt so bad. But it was up in the air until the very last minute. I didn't know if I would have to go in or not. And I had to tell both Sheila and Raglan, like, listen, I am being held hostage. I don't know if I'm going to be physically available to participate. So it's better that you choose someone to replace me than have to scramble last minute. And in the end, I didn't have to work. They said, yeah, no, start Monday. I'm like, thanks. Okay, cool. Fucking cool. The timeline that I originally had been given was that last Monday, or the Monday before this previous Monday, I would know when my start date was. I didn't hear back from the licensing group until Wednesday, who said, don't worry, your boss will contact you tomorrow to tell you when you start. I had to break and contact him on Saturday. And then was like, oh, you start Monday. I'm like, okay, sure thing, boss. It's fine. It's hashtag fine. It happens.
Wait, they let you in? I thought I explicitly told those cows not to allow entry to. Taco _and_bandj_ are good. I hope you're having a good night, because it's about to get worse.
Hello, Taco. Welcome in. How are you doing? How's it going? Everything going all right? Everything good? Can't stay long. Yeah, no, I know. I'm streaming at an odd hour. It happens. Henbert's pronunciation is consistently amazing. Yeah. You just ran. Were you running from something or running to something? You know? Sometimes, no pain, no gain. You gotta run towards your dreams. I mean, after this Friday, I'm no longer employed. This time worked just fine for me. I was like, fuck you all, got mine. Does a thing where they hold the hand out to shake and then quickly pulls it behind to smooth down the hair. Like, oh yeah, all right. I'm happy to know. Oh yes, I was running from Henbert. Yeah, understandable. He can move pretty fast for having no limbs. You know? What's that one meme where it's this kid? It's this photo of this kid running in a school hallway, and this other kid like levitating and T-posing behind him. You and Henbert. You and Henbert, Taco. Okay, bye, Taco. Good to see ya. Yeah, the new daytime schedule. The bright side, right, is that by streaming at different times, it means that different people will be able to show up. I might gain new farmhands as the result. That's always a positive. But I always do worry that I will have to then, like, shaft existing farmhands, which is never a good thing. Never a good thing. The VODs will always exist and be accessible, but it isn't the same. It isn't the same. I will have money, though. We will make do. Boomer says you will never be rid of me. I would hope not. I would hope not. I like having you guys around. I love my farm hands, but having money is important, yes. I will not get my first paycheck until, not today, but next Thursday. due to how the payment schedules work. But then I'll get paid weekly, which is already super cool. I was paid bi-weekly at my previous job, and like that's fine. You get a bunch of money at once, but it does mean that if you are in between paychecks, that time period it lasts a minute. Oh no, Jun, that felt a little too real. That felt a little too real, Jun. Kids, can we lighten up a little? Oh no. Jun has been the unhappy victim of a great number of my various ADHD issues. I will rightfully never live down the time that I set up an entire roleplay forum, and then because the roleplay forum had its own collapsible section on Discord, I completely forgot about it for like 2 months, despite me being the one setting it up. Yeah, no, I deserve that. I deserve that. It's first week, steak dinner. Second week, ice soup on a bi-weekly pay schedule. Exactly. Get him, Jun. I'll hand you a knife. Oh, God. Oh, gee. Oh, God. Oh, no. So, my roommate, Seth, was low-key roleplay broken up with, right? He was doing roleplay with someone, and because they had like personal life issues, this person was like, listen, I don't want to leave you hanging. We ship our characters, but I don't have time to keep up with it. No, he may be IRL dating the cat girl, who I have been informed is actually a cat non-binary person, a cat gender fluid person, though their Final Fantasy avatar is a cat girl. So, yeah, but it's something else entirely. So, like, it was a logical solution for a problem they continually had, but he had to be like, yeah, I got roleplay broken up with, and I was like, oh no! Oh no! I was like, it wasn't anything I did. It wasn't me, it was them. And I'm like, that's what they all say. The cat femme presenting avatar. Yeah. I do believe that cat girl is acceptable for them, but there are some days when they are not feeling particularly girl. So it's a cat they. But yeah, that has gone forward, and this fucker doesn't tell me about it until we have company over. Their pronouns are kitty/cat. I'm not actually sure what their actual pronouns are. I think because it's gender fluid, they fluctuate. I've never had to speak to this person, mind you, right? So I've never had to have this conversation. I only hear about them like in the third person. Although they have stayed over at our house, I have just never actually been able to have like a full conversation with them. And they dance. It's true they do. So fucking Neb gets it. Of course Neb gets it. Neb is a fucking meme lord. High fives. No, it's kitty cats. They only have 4 beans. Unless they're brisket, in which case they have too many beans. Sheeper would be hilarious. Fuck off, Susie. /positive, fuck off, Susie. But no, so like he and this individual were like not really dating, but they were definitely in a situation and they weren't sure what to call it. And they decide the best way to sort things out is to go on a break. And I'm like, okay, yep. That makes sense, I guess, sort of. So they go on a break, except he's visibly like upset and miserable, having very little contact with this individual. So I'm like, man's did it to himself, but this is something they have to do on their own, right? So last I knew, they are 1, in a undefined situation, 2, a long distance undefined situation, whatever it is, and 3, on a break where they're not talking to each other. So then, weeks later, we have company over. Fucking Ginger Vixen is over, right? And roommate Seth just says, oh yeah, so me and this person are like officially dating now. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, we started talking like a week ago. And I'm like, what? You do not keep this delicious, like piping hot tea away from me. Not after I had to watch your sorry ass mum about the house for a month. You don't just not tell me when things change. He's like, yeah, no, we figured it out and we had a long discussion and it's going great. I'm like, what do you mean it's going great? I'm happy for you, but what do you mean it's going great? I didn't know about this. I was not informed. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Swanda John. Sorry, Meatloaf just hopped over here and was like messing around with the cord. Hi, meaty boy. So Choopy has been joining us in the bed, right? And the cats don't want to mess with Choopy. So Choopy likes to sleep in between me and Jessica, but down near our feet. And that's normally where Brisket will sleep when Meatloaf hasn't taken his spot. So now both boys are like trying to get away from him. Gata, you're not the main character. You know everyone's romance. Okay, but the man lives in my house, and he normally updates me on everything. When he went to Dragon Con this last month, I got like an hour-by-hour play-by-play from this man of everything that happened during his trip. So excuse me, princess. Gata does, in fact, need to know about everyone's romance. See, Neb gets it. High five, Neb. I am a nosy busybody. All right? I am a nosy busybody. I dragged a friend over, right? So I have a friend, and I follow them on Twitter, as one does. On the day that I deleted Twitter, I saw one last tweet, and it was a tweet from this friend who said something to the effect of like, just going grocery shopping with my partners makes me feel so happy. Now, what does that have to do with anything? Well, let me tell you something, friendos. As far as I was concerned, there wasn't an S involved. I was aware of partner, and suddenly there is an implication that there might be more than one. So I spam them eyeball emojis, and they go, yeah? And I send them a screenshot of their fucking tweet with the S circled. And I'm like, do you have something to tell me? And they were like, I was waiting till I could come over to tell you and break the news. And I'm like, I'm free tonight. So they come over and they inform me of their new polyamorous situation, where their metamors now have paramours, or the other way around. They're the quote unquote hinge partner, and everything is going great. And I was like, you cannot tell me that you got into a situation and resolved it without telling me about this situation. And they were like, I'm sorry. I'm like, you fucking better be. Because normally this friend is like, I have to cancel stream so I can come over and tell you about what the fuck is going on. I'm like, yas, bitch. Come and tell me what the fuck is going on. But it's fine. It's fine. I need to know. I need to be informed, all right? If you get me invested in your life, you had better update that fucking chapter. I had better be receiving email updates when something new is available, all right? Fucking hell. I know all of the tea of all of my beautiful wife's coworkers, every single one, because every time, without fail, they say, can I tell you something? and you make sure you don't tell anyone else. And she says, absolutely, I won't tell a soul. And then immediately turns around and goes, Derek, guess what? Like, what? I need to know. I need to know everything. I got guy grabbing Kermit by Gato once already. Yes. Gata is scrolling their RSS feed reader of their friends' romantic escapades, kicking their feet. I won't tell a soul, except Gata. Yeah, no, that's to be expected. I don't know these people personally. I don't know them personally. I'm not gonna tell anyone shit. It's fine. It's fine. Although one coworker, I had to look at my wife and say, I need you to stop telling me about this person's life, because there's like baby daddy drama, and there's like potentially illegal tax evasion drama, and I'm like, beautiful wife, my anxiety, I cannot know this about these people. I cannot know this about these people. It will keep me awake at night. Jessica will be like, you will not believe what the baby daddy did this time. And I'll be like, la 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 la, I'm not listening, la 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 la. Well, it's like, it's worse because there is like a child involved. There is a poor baby who is caught in the middle of it. If it was just a bunch of dumbass adults suffering the consequences of their own decision, that would be one thing. But knowing that poor child has to also suffer is like, I can't. God. Jessica sitting there with a straw like, yeah, slurp, slurp, slurp. Tiger knows so much about our group and is just trying to eat their dinner in peace. God. Literally in front of my salad. In front of my salad. Oh, God. To be fair, it's also a large part of why I love TTRPG discourse so much. Because, like, there are times when it's just game thoughts and discussion, and other times when it's like, you will not believe who dared show their face in public. Was it? Yes, it was, bitch! Oh! Exactly like that. Exactly that shit. The ongoing saga. I love it. See, I have to leave stream and such constantly to go inform my roommates of whatever's going on. Oh no! Amazing, amazing, yes. There are so many TTRPG drama moments, which is just personal beef disguised as intellectual discussion. And then the actual intellectual discussion removed from the personal beef that started it will take a life of its own, and there'll be people off to the side having like actual conferences, actual like scientific committees talking about these things. Meanwhile, through the window you see out in the courtyard there's an all-out brawl happening. Like, God. Me stomping into the living room like, you'll never believe what happened. And then it's like 20 minutes of me explaining God of Lore so they can understand whatever I'm talking about. Oh no. Oh no. God. Let me stretch real quick. I am in a really weird spot where I have put so much of myself out onto the internet. And this isn't a complaint, by the way. Just like an odd noticing, right? Oh, thank you for the hydration. Delicious, thank you. Let me check my phone real quick. Make sure my beautiful wife has not messaged me. She has messaged me. And what she's messaged me is, I love you. And she also asked if Chubby number 1 or number 2. He did number 1 when I took him out. There we go. Gata, you don't have a stretch redeem. The hydrate redeem is normally when I stretch, so it's one or the other, you know? Farmer update. Jessica still loves him. Listen. This is not surprising to anyone. I'm starting a new story before finishing the last one, such as my cross to bear here. I was very concerned that the being unemployed would negatively impact our relationship. And no matter how many vocal assurances I received, I was still concerned about that up until the day I started my new job and my wife cried because I was leaving. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No. My wife still loves me. She would much rather I didn't work at all. She would much rather that we could continue living our lives on only her income. But also, and like, I will never be able to repay her for this, even though she asks for no repayment, but her working 3 jobs to keep us afloat, I didn't ask her to do that, but she did it anyway. Like, part of it was necessity. She had to work those hours at her general practitioner's job on top of her full-time hours at her new job. But she also was like doing the blood draw thing where she sold her plasma. Like, she went out of her way to make sure that everything was up and okay and taken care of. And I will never be able to repay that, honestly. She always shoots back saying, hey, I was paralyzed from the waist down for a year and you still loved me. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that's different. She goes, don't think it is. I'm like, it is, but okay. As long as you're fine with it, I guess. Hey, actually, that's true. Hey, wait a second. Yeah, no, I don't consider those comparable at all. She was she was literally disabled, whereas I not to compare traumas, but I just had people who were being mean to me at a job. So, fun fact, most men divorce their wives when they have an extended medical issue. So yeah, not to make this dark all of a sudden, but this bothers me to this day. I was congratulated by multiple people when my wife was aggressively disabled in a very quick time frame for staying with her. And some of them were like, good on you, man, I couldn't do that, in which case, fuck that. And the other 50%, it was like nurses and doctors like being shocked to hear that I was still present and actively like caring for my wife. I also had one doctor who told me he felt, well, he didn't tell me, he told Jessica. He said to Jessica's face that he felt sorry for me because I had to care for my disabled wife. Yeah. That's shown up. That's come up once or twice. The American medical system employs a lot of people who I do not think should be practicing medicine. And a lot of them, unfortunately, are in fields where they must care for women. Fuck that guy in particular. Oh, it's almost bedtime. I should probably actually go back to the bed and sleep. Yeah, no. Between my experience dealing with pediatric cancer scenarios, as well as my wife's issue with her spinal injury, I respect doctors and nurse staff, but I don't like them. You have to be a very specific person for me to actually trust you fully with my medical care, because fuck that. Fun fact, doctors and nurses have the highest number of ASPD and NPD per capita, essentially. What do those mean? I do not understand those anagrams or whatever they are. Yes, please explain those terms to us real quick. I have heard some nightmare stories from people whose children have cancer. I tell this story more than one. Antisocial and narcissistic personality disorder. True. And, to be clear, that does not mean that people who have those disorders are not, like, worthy of receiving help. But if you have those disorders and you are not receiving help, you should not be in a position where you are responsible for the medical care of someone else. See, not to bring my mother into this, but my mother is a textbook narcissist. She's never been diagnosed because she refuses to receive any testing or assistance. Even when she was temporarily in therapy, she decided on her own that all of her issues were other people's responsibilities, and therefore she didn't need a therapist to tell her whenever she was doing anything wrong. So, like, there's having these conditions and receiving assistance for the symptoms of them so you don't affect other people. And then there's just letting yourself go unmedicated and untherapied, and letting whoever is affected by your actions continue to be harmed. So, no, people just like to demonize narcissism by putting it on CEOs. Yes, no. Narcissistic, which I can't pronounce, personality disorder, the people who suffer from it are also victims, but as long as they are able to receive the assistance they can to prevent them from harming others, then good. If it would not put a massive target on my back, like I have anxiety disorder, right? I have medication for that. That has helped immensely. I cannot do much of anything about the ADHD, and we've spoken about this on stream before, where I will be literally put on a list and not allowed to adopt or leave the country if I am officially diagnosed with ADHD and autism. Because Florida is a fucking nightmare. We were talking about something before this. Oh, fucking beautiful wife. Right. So, I don't consider those two things the same. And also, people fucking suck. I can't move out of country. I cannot move out of country if I have an existing autism.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's time for Henbert's stand-up routine. Why are you all sitting? What do chicken philosophers think about?
I don't know. What do they think about, Henbert?
The meaning of existence.
Nice. Holds up Henbert. Behold a man! Behold a man. Yeah, so if, theoretically, my wife and I ever needed to, say, flee to a country that is not the United States of America, if I have an existing diagnosis, I would be denied entry to most other countries. The medical field is an allure to ASPD or NPD because of the accolades of saving lives. Yes. As someone who previously worked in retirement care facilities, there is an unfortunate stigma, which sadly has evidence to being true, wherein elder abuse happens because most of the nurses are just high school bullies who found a profession where they can be paid to be mean to people. And that's not 100% true, but there is enough overlap that it is... Oh, hello.
Who are you people?
Thanks for the lurk, Nebula Bash. It's good to see you.
Hi, Neb. Thank you for the lurk. For every nurse that is uncomfortable to speak with because they are burnt out from overworking, there are 2 nurses that just have that attitude and are only there because they don't care. And that's unfortunate. But the reality is, when you have a profession where people are paid to be an authority over someone else, you get the people who mean well and the people who don't. which is not to say that all nurses are inherently evil or anything, but the medical field, especially the Americas, is a fucking nightmare. Let us try and pivot to a nicer topic. So this conversation stops being terribly dark. We can come back to it in the future, obviously, but like, I've lowered my own energy. No, don't be sorry. I'm the one who brought it up. Honestly, I'm the one who brought it up. But if I'd let myself stew in it, the remainder of the stream will be this low energy, hey kids, remember the world is coming to an end. We live at the end of an empire. The world is burning down around us. I'm playing the funny Minecraft block game. This is what people come to VTubers for. Discussions about the end of society as we know it. Have y'all ever considered getting more rabbits? Absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely the fuck not. The only reason we have Rutabaga is because if we didn't take care of her, she would be dead. We care for her, but this is gonna sound mean. We don't love her. We would not choose to have a rabbit. I care about her. I am affectionate with her. She is a sweetheart, but she is not the kind of pet that our household is the most well suited to caring for. We are doing everything in our power, but we are not rabbit people. At first, when we first got her, we thought she would need another rabbit for socialization. But we have gone out of our way to make sure she has the floor time and the affection and the play that she needs. So she's fine. She is not showing signs of depression. But we're not rabbit people. We would have never chosen to get a rabbit if she hadn't literally hopped into our laps. So once she passes away, granted, rabbits can live for like 20 to 30 years, I think. Like, they can live a hot minute, and we don't know how old she is. So if we do a good enough job, we're gonna have her for a while. We're gonna have her for a bit. So, you know, my cousin had a rabbit who was evil to literally everyone but her. They're not bad pets, but it's like if you're gonna get like a lizard or a tarantula, right? You have to have a certain lifestyle to benefit the caring for those creatures and the disposition to enjoy the caring for those creatures. I hate bunny poop. I hate bunny poop. It's round and it's hard and it rolls everywhere. I find it randomly just walking around the house. It's not self-contained, even if you try to self-contain it. It's just, you just have to live with it. And the hay. Oh my god. I pull hay out of every fucking nook and cranny. It's a nightmare. It's a literal nightmare. But Rutabaga is a good girl who does not deserve the lot she's had in life, and we chose to be responsible for her. Originally, she was supposed to be our ex-roommate's rabbit. But ex-roommate couldn't take care of a cat and basically left it with us. So when ex-roommate moved out, no, I put my foot down and told Jessica, like, listen, that rabbit will fucking die if ex-roommate takes it. We're not doing that. So, our rabbit now. Our rabbit now. Rutabaga being our responsibility was one of my biggest concerns about getting a dog. I had to repeatedly tell Jessica, like, hey, I don't want to be the bad guy here. But when we accepted that rabbit into our home, as opposed to just like taking it to a shelter, we chose to be responsible for it. So even if it's a senior dog who needs help, we have to put Rutabaga's needs up front. It's not fair to the future dog. It's not fair to Rutabaga. And Jessica was like, I understand. And that will be our stipulation. So when they said, like, Choopy has all these issues, I was like, this is not the dog for us. But we gave him a chance, and he's perfectly fine. He is literally curled up at my feet right now. snoring? Oh my god, I think Choopy's snoring. Yeah, his little teeny tiny doggy snores. Oh my god, that's so cute, so cute. Oh, this fucking dog. Sound asleep. Let me sleep through the night. Let me get him a blanket. He's sleeping on the floor because he wants to be close to me, but his blankets have been moved. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. Let me go get him some sleepy time blankets. Oh. Yeah, move these over here. Nice and soft, and these are comfy. Yeah. Yeah. Come here. Come on. Put this here. And, yep, curl up right in there. You got it. His little tail is going. Good boy. And then we'll lower this blankie so you're nice and warm. What a good boy, Choopy. Okay, I gotta get a picture. Gotta get a picture for this. Okay, put it around. Here we go. All right. A picture. My cat talks in her sleep, apparently. What? What does she say? Secrets? Do they say kitty secrets? Okay. Let me post the pic real quick, and then we'll get back to Minecraft. Let me go up to here. Weenie Watch. And then we post the pics of Choopy all wrapped up in blankies. She was meowing so loud and so insistently, so I turned to look at her and she was absolutely zonked out. Oh no! Baby! Adorable, though. Utterly adorable. Oh. My beautiful wife asked me a question. I'll send her the pictures as well. All right. They should be in the Discord, everybody. All right, let's get back to the cube. It is already almost 3 p.m. It's 2:30. And we still have a decent amount of cobble. I think we may actually have to take a break at like 3:30. Let's say closer to 4, so I can get some food in me, and then we can play Pokemon. I did not think that this cobble would last as long as it has. We've been working hard, but it's been 2.5 hours. We're not even halfway through, which is good. It means that all the grinding and all of Sono's work, bringing the cobble over to me, has absolutely paid off. We're getting so close. Also, you've been doing it alone. That is true. Wow, it turns out when I don't have unpaid labor to boost my numbers, this takes a while. How do I... No, I'm not going to fall down this train of thought. I'll be good. I'll behave. Oh, but yes, no, I was trying to say a while ago that because Choopy now has a spot on the bed where the cats normally sleep, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I have a fuzzy kitty in my arms. And I reached out and I pet the kitty in my arms. And I felt the ears and the nose and the whiskers. And then in the same space, a kitty head that was not the one that I was petting said meow. It turns out that both Brisket and Meatloaf had decided they wanted to be in my arms at the same time, so they curled up around each other, yin and yang style, and were just like in Dad's arms, sound asleep. I was like, oh, I have both of you, my boys! And they were like, rah, 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 rah. So that was sweet. Choopy isn't a big cuddler. he just likes being near you. He just likes spending time next to you. The shelter says he's about 8 years old, but based on the state of his body, Jessica's estimating closer to 10. But despite, like, he has torn ACLs. An ACL is a muscle in, like, the equivalent of his back, legs, knee. One of the ACLs is like scar tissue, so he damaged it a while ago and it healed back wrong in a way that he probably just has to live with it. The other one is more recent and he's still actively limping. They're not sure if he's at a state where he could handle surgery to it, so they may just end up having to see if it heals on its own and then trying to do corrective stuff from there on. He does have doggy arthritis, and yesterday his dental was done, and he only lost one tooth. Normally, when we get a senior dog, the whole mouth goes. They're like, no, none of these can be salvaged. They have to gum it. They're all going at once. Yeah, no, he only lost one tooth, so he has a full mouth of teeth, and they're looking pretty good. But like overall, he's scraggly and whatnot. Everyone, I hear sounds that sound like Meatloaf's getting into something. Give me one moment. Okay, so I'm back. Oh, and my headphones are in backwards. I found out what Meatloaf was messing with. So we have had to put a very heavy plastic tub full of things in front of our pantry because Meatloaf will tear the door open and go on a rampage trying to eat whatever's inside. Okay? I removed everything that he could feasibly want and only left behind like canned stuff and stuff in boxes that that I thought he wouldn't get into. I was wrong. He broke into the pantry the other day. And I said, Meatloaf, what the fuck are you getting into? And I pull the door open and I reach out to grab him. His face is covered in white powder because he had chewed through the side of a bag of fucking flour and was eating it. So now he's like, ah yes, there is flour in this cabinet and I desire to consume it. So we move the flour, but he still is like, until I know it's not in there, I think it's in there. So he was fucking around trying to push the pantry door open. It's secured, it's fine. But better safe than sorry. My friend's senior dog that I took care of for the last ones of her life was ripping her teeth out from being crated. Oh, that's no good. Oh, that poor baby. That poor baby. If the teeth were able to be ripped out, they probably needed one hell of a dental. Poor dear. Dentals are not cheap, though. It's like a couple $1,000s per tooth. We get it for next to nothing because of where she works and our various resources. We have like between 5 and 10 grand of medical debt for the animals at any given time. But it's one of those things where like the debt is exclusively medical debt. So like it'll never fully be paid off and there's no expectation to. So it sounds worse than it is. But like if you take all of the like cost inflation of human medicine and then add on the lack of any and all regulations for the veterinary field for pricing, Pet Med is fucking wild. It is a goddamn nightmare. But we do it because we love them. And we do love them. Very, 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 very much. But yeah, Choopy's mostly all fixed up. Just got a couple of small things to go, and then he's good. And hopefully we don't have any more medical emergencies for a while. The next one we have to worry about is Priscilla. Not because she necessarily has any immediate health concerns, but we are reaching the window where her heart issues may become apparent. So she's fine right now, but she's the next one I have my eye on. I'm like, don't you dare. You have to live forever, you furry bitch. And she looks at me and goes, Prow? And I'm like, yes, yes, you. Oof. Yeah. Jessica does not like thinking about it because, like, Priscilla is still a fairly young cat, but her overall life expectancy is significantly shortened by her heart issues. So, and similar to, like, the liver, when there's a heart issue, the health decline fast. Like, you don't see it coming. You don't see it coming. So, the hardest part is saying goodbye, but it's also the part where you're the most responsible, right? When you accept these animals into your life, it is with the understanding that you will have to eventually let them go. And it never gets easier. God damn it, I got dark again. I said, let's change the topic and just to completely change the vibes. We're gonna get happy again. And I said, like, yep, and so all animals will someday die. Prepare your heart for that. Yeah. Oops. They're all fine right now. You know? Ugh. I have gone down a rabbit hole of Pokemon video essays, right? Pokemon, I love Pokemon. I honestly do, right? But as anyone who has been in my streams recently can tell, probably since... Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they are fine right now. That's what matters. That's the important thing. Come on. Come on. But no, I have been very verbally critical of Pokemon as a franchise for at least the last 5 years, if not longer. Part of it is me growing up and growing out of the franchise, but I still stand that a lot of the issues is just overall quality of the video games being produced for the franchise. Not gonna get into it here, but with me deciding to play Pokemon Classic, and experiencing the world of ROM hacks, and like researching ROM hacks and how they're made, the algorithm is like, oh shit, this guy likes Pokemon again. And it started suggesting me a whole bunch of like Pokemon YouTube essays from various people across the internet, discussing the issues of the franchise, their memories with it, why it works, what doesn't work about it, that sort of thing. So I've just been on a Pokemon kick recently. And one of the things that I have unfortunately had to come to grips with is re-experiencing the plot of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. So I grew up in a very religious household, and for the longest time, Pokemon wasn't just not allowed, it was of the devil. Meaning that I was unable to directly experience the Pokemon phenomena until the DS era, even though I was the target audience during the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance eras. So I, unfortunately, was unable to participate in the initial craze of Pokemania. So my very first Pokemon was Pokemon Pearl. And I loved that game so fucking much. I played through Pearl, I played through Platinum, and then I played through Heart Gold, and moved on from there. going back to it, I watched, it was not Summoning Salt, but it was another salt-based YouTuber, did a video series talking about all the different plots of Pokemon from generations 1 through 7. And they went through Diamond's plot. And I was listening to them recap it, and I'm like, yeah, actually, the writing in Pokemon Diamond was kind of shit, wasn't it? And I had to like come to grips with it, like, but I have such nostalgia for it. I love the Sinnoh region. It was such a good, like, no, actually, hold on. No. Diamond and Pearl were in fact pretty damn rough. So I had to have like this soul searching moment where I had to like literally arm wrestle my own nostalgia. And they're like, no, you have to understand how things are objectively. You can enjoy things and they're still bad. I'm like, but my Pokemon. It's fine. I will be replaying Platinum sometime in the nearest future, just like for personal reasons, because I still believe that Pokemon Platinum was a damn fine game, and I need to verify that. I need to play it again and see if the magic is still there, because good lord. But I love Kanto. I have such nostalgia for it. Yeah, exactly. Very much exactly that. The thing about Kanto, and even like the remakes of Fire Red and Leaf Green, they were the first Pokemon games. So their stories not being fantastic, it's kind of like they're excused because of what they did for the Pokemon franchise. Especially when Gold, Silver, and Crystal immediately built upon the bones of the Red, Green, Blue storyline. And like you could see a visual, you could experience a progression. Whereas from Gen 3 to 4, it was more of a regression in how the game was written. The visuals were improved for sure, but they don't get excused by fans who seem to think beating on Red is a national pastime. I don't think it's fair at all to bash on Red. See, here's the thing. My issue with the initial video that I watched was they did exclusively only focus on the initial releases. And those initial releases do deserve to be criticized for what they didn't do correct. However, because almost every generation came with a revision of those storylines attached to them, I feel like if you want to actually critique like the story of an individual Pokemon generation, the third version or the revision version is the one you should be looking at. Like I definitely agree with all the criticisms people have for like Ruby and Sapphire individually, but if I want to have a conversation about Gen 3's writing, I want to hear you talk about the changes made for Emerald. Emerald is like the legit final version of that storyline. Even if they had another go at it first, like, you know. This is actually why I chose to play through Pokemon Yellow. Because while it isn't the exact same story of Pokemon Red, Green, or Blue, it is an improvement on those stories. And granted, I'm also playing a ROM hack, which is neither here nor there, so. Nah, Gen 2 was pretty good. Gen 2 is on the same kind of level of simplicity that the original Pokemon games had, but because at that point it was a sequel, and a lot of the bare bones like concepts they needed to get across to the initial players were just old hat. Hey, James Dusk! Thank you for the veg. Thank you. Yeah, I just like how it builds upon it. Gen 3 is weird because like the writing is still fairly simple, but because they've already gotten through, this is on the third generation now, the gameplay is refined. I honestly think Gen 3 is like the best. This is gonna come back to bite me in the butt. I think that Gen 3's mechanics were the best. I definitely like how they were refined upon going forward, but like the initial wave of Pokemon, I think Gen 3 is better than Gen 4 in some respects. Rotation battles sucked, though. Rotation battles, that was Gen 5, right? That was Unova, right? Yeah, no, those sucked. Those sucked very bad. Of Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, do you have an opinion or recommendation? My recommendation is simply do not. And I don't say this lightly. This isn't, as a fan, as someone who is nostalgic for Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, as someone who wants to believe that Diamond and Pearl are better than they were, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are not even superior versions of the, like, not even comparing the remakes to Platinum, right? BDSP are worse games than the original DS games. Literally get a physical copy and a DS or a 3DS and play them that way if you really want to. If you don't want to play Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are the objectively worst ways to play those games. Them being one-to-one, like, carbon copies should have been a fucking shoo-in. But with all of the additional glitches, the content that is locked behind pre-orders, and the fact that, like, how do I word this? They look ugly as sin, right? Like, even after the graphics were revisioned between the release, like the announcement trailer and the launch trailer, even with the revisions to the graphics, it still looks like shit. And a lot of people who defend it or do enjoy it, which, I mean, listen, a Pokemon game is a Pokemon game. Even a bad Pokemon game is a Pokemon game. Someone out there will love it. The core gameplay is just that good. The core design is just that good, right? Even if someone likes Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, right? They'll defend it by being like, well, it's like the Link's Awakening remake. No. If you don't like the aesthetic of the Link's Awakening remake, that's one thing. These are just bad. The graphics are just not pleasant to look at. With an okay lighting engine thrown on top, it's not good. I would not recommend it. My genuine recommendation would be, if you're not gonna play Platinum, play the original DS games. Sinnoh got fucking shafted on the remake circuit. Arceus only kind of makes up for it. The Pokemon Legends Arceus is a good-ass game. I need to get a copy. I've watched people play it. It looks fun as hell. I wish it hadn't been... I wish that a Pokemon Arceus-styled game in modern Sinnoh was the remake, right? I wish those two projects had been a single project. Nothing against the Hisui region or the unique Pokemon or the story that it told, but the remake just was bad. Just bad. Just bad. You want to know what Pokemon plot I completely erased from my memory? X and Y. X and fucking Y are probably the worst written Pokemon game in existence, right? I have issues with the plot of Sword and Shield, okay? But the majority of my problems with Sword and Shield are not the plot, it's the gameplay. But Life and Death, fuck it. Fuck it. Team Flare is hands down the worst Pokemon team ever. It is so bad. Even Team Rocket's nonsense wasn't this bad. They are nonsensical. Whoopsie. Yeah, no, Aya, you're actually playing through X and Y? Don't tell me my choices are bad. If you're enjoying X and Y, I am so glad for you, because from a writing standpoint, All right, you know what? You're actively playing through it, so I won't give you spoilers. When your game gets to where you're going, you'll sure have played a Pokemon game. You have nowhere to go but up. I played through all of X twice when it came out. I played the shit out of that game. Until I listened to someone else summarize it to me, I realized that I remembered nothing from either playthrough. The Kalos region was just a fucking blur to me. I just ejected it from my brain. It was such a nothing region. Oh my god. The dialogue is probably some of the worst parts of it, in my opinion. There's some choice decisions made for the dialogue of Pokemon in Sword and Shield. I have an issue with Sword and Shield as an overall product mechanically, from a game design and from a graphical standpoint. But once you remove my upset with those problems of the game, the actual plot they wrote into Sword and Shield is passable. The characters they introduce are interesting to a point. Sword and Shield is no longer my most hated Pokemon game. I have been reminded that no, actually, X and Y is objectively a worse waste of time. Oh, see, I hate okay. See, it's fine, but mostly because I'm not in love with the core mechanics of Pokemon. Boomer says, oh, see, I hate grinding. I like looking at little creatures. There is a case to be made that the Sword and Shield Team XP thing is a positive change. I don't agree. I think it ruins the gameplay loop, and that gameplay loop is made worse once we get to Scarlet and Violet, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Scarlet and Violet, they're individual story sections. So Scarlet and Violet have the 3 individual story beats, and then they converge for the finale. That's interesting. For a first whack at it, the individual stories they tell in Scarlet and Violet are pretty good, right? What is it, Team Star or something? The Team Star plotline is interesting, even if the actual, even if the game itself cannot support a frame rate to allow mass Pokemon combats to be interesting. The thing where you go and beat all the Titan Pokemon and then make sandwiches for this guy's dog, that's actually pretty interesting and heartwarming. The gym circuit in Scarlet and Violet sure is the gym circuit, but I at least like the character who's a rival who's pushing you towards completing it. So the writing in the individual 3 sections are good, but then when they try to bind it all together to still have the big and then the main character fights God battle that has become a part of Pokemon, that's where it falters a little bit. The gym circuit is very much the weakest of the 3. I'm glad there was focus on the other 2, but it just kind of sucks that the main, the core part that people know Pokemon for is the weakest, you know? And then, of course, mind you, this is me just talking about the writing for a game, right? Once you add in the graphical and mechanical glitches, I still think Scarlet and Violet to this day is indefensible. Sword and Shield was bad enough. Scarlet and Violet are indefensible in the way that it was released, but at the very least there were improvements in some sections. If the game was finished, maybe I'd say it was great. Let's see here. No, Pokemon is a very easy game to stream. Everyone who comes into a Pokemon stream, even if you're doing a unique challenge, knows the score. Everyone knows the basics. Or if they don't know the basics, chat can teach someone the basics while you focus on the action and what's going on stream. I want to actually finish some games, and I want the pretty crystal deer I was promised. Fucking Xerneas and Yveltal were fucking shafted. I do think that's a larger video games are being shoved out faster than they can be finished. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because on the one hand, yes, the yearly release cycle for Pokemon is very much a reason why these games are being shipped out as they are. However, for Sword and Shield in particular, they released Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in the same dev cycle as Sword and Shield, and whether you like it or hate it, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was a properly completed and polished game. They were basing it off a finished game to begin with, so yeah, that they did have an easier job of it, but it shows that there are even with Pokemon Legends Arceus coming out right around the same time, like right after Sword and Shield, the Pokemon Company has still proven they can release polished games. And for whatever the reason, the core Pokemon titles are not receiving that time and polish. They are capable of producing good games. And regardless of the reason, they are still producing good games. It just absolutely sucks ass. It sucks Pokeballs that it's the core experiences that are being shafted. I'm trying to remember. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were outsourced to a third-party company. I'm not talking about that. Those games being shit are 100% from the fact that they needed to get those games made, and they had little time to do it in, and they already had 2 other big titles in development, Legends Arceus and then Generation 9. Do you think they're intentionally shoving out subpar main title games in an attempt to move away from the core mechanics for a new generation? This is mostly a joke. See, the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist is that the corporation, the Pokemon Company, is absolutely pushing out subpar games. Is it part of a conspiracy to oh, well, people don't like Pokemon games anymore, let's only make these new spin-off games that are easier to produce? No, I don't believe that. But I do believe, because they have realized that core Pokemon games will sell, and sell multiple copies to the same individual, no matter what state they're sold in, pushing out subpar copies is just their business model now. They don't need to convince people that basic Pokemon is worth their money, because Pokemon is Pokemon, and the fan base will buy it regardless. For spin-offs like Legends Arceus, like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where the goal is to either introduce a new gameplay style in an untested format, or to capitalize on a market that is only interested in the mobile games, those games are receiving the money and the polish and the time and the talent, because those ones have to be proven to people. Hey, Zero Delta! Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. You get a jolly jangle of the cheer bell. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome in. We're talking about Pokemon while building this giant cube. This is a 64 by 64 cobblestone cube. That dirt cube is the pure center. So we're not quite halfway there, but we have a ton of cobblestone, which has been mined by hand. Thank you very much. You seem like a Pam's Harvest Craft player. Oh, do I have a history with Pam's Harvest Craft? Ooh, do I have stories to tell you about Pam's Harvest Craft? Yes, my friend Zero Delta. Back in the day, I played so much Harvest Craft. It's so true. I have been playing Minecraft since 1.6. Since beta 1.6, thank you. So, on the note of Pokemon games, other than some spin-offs, I personally think they went downhill after Gen 5. See, I agree with you on that, but I also think that Gen 6 Sun and Moon, I think Gen 6 Sun and Moon was pretty darn good. I don't think they needed Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to happen. I think we could have just gotten a Pokemon Stars or a Pokemon Eclipse and it would have been fine. Gen 5, I think Gen 5 was a peak of, oh, was it 7? What was 6 then? Oh, 6 was X and Y. Oh yeah, no, fuck X and Y. Fuck X and Y. X and Y was bad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, to be fair though, I have not yet played Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Playing Pokemon X left such a bad taste in my mouth. So like, ugh. I didn't touch ORAS. However, people keep telling me that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was really good. So I do intend to play it at some point just to see. Sun and Moon was the other game I considered playing as my first game. See, here's the thing. So Aya here, on Aya's channel, is playing through X and Y, right? And it's their first Pokemon game. I think that X and Y, mechanically, is an okay Pokemon game. So if that's their first, and that's the writing they have to experience as their first Pokemon story, and they're still enjoying it, then absolutely, they have nowhere else to go but up. Unironically, nowhere else to go but up. You heard it was hard to play in this day and age. Yeah, so, there are 3DS emulators, but because the 3DS was so recently supported by Nintendo, it's also like they're very quick to get Nintendo's lawyers involved. Because even though the eShop isn't taken down, I guess Nintendo was still protective of it. So like emulation work for 3DS titles is still in its infancy. We don't have full function emulators yet. There's gonna be glitches and stuff. So for streaming in particular, if you're not willing to go out and track down a physical 3DS and make hardware changes to make it work with your PC, you're not going to have a good experience with it. That could be wrong. There could be more information out there I'm aware of, but as far as I'm aware, that is how it is. DS games, DS emulators are pretty much they've got it taken care of. They've got it down pat. True, started from the bottom. Yeah, absolutely. The main issue, I think, Aya, if you do want to go back and play Pokemon from before the DS era, there was a big gameplay change between special attack and regular attack were split at one point. I think Gen 3 introduced it, and then it like had a full revision for Gen 4, where the battle stats work completely differently between the Game Boy Advance and DS eras going forward. So going backwards might be difficult for you if you really get into the stats and stuff. But from what I've seen, you're mostly vibing and playing and enjoying yourself. So if you don't get into that level of knowledge about Pokemon where it will affect your gameplay, then you'll probably be fine. Let's see. Someone told me the one they officially ported to the Switch changed stuff they didn't like. Gata, I'm back! What'd I miss? I see you're still working on the cube. Yes, I will not rest until the cube is finished and we can start this cult. We haven't sacrificed a single person to the cult just yet. We have to build our giant lava pit, our sacrificial chamber. We gotta figure out what color robes we're gonna wear. And then we gotta find human sacrifices. And then we'll be a full cult. It'll be great. What was your favorite region? I like how even though we were talking about Pokemon to the regulars, someone else is like, I'm here for Minecraft. Oh, Pokemon talk? Fuck yeah, Pokemon talk. Let's just talk about Pokemon. If you stick around until, I want to say 4 o'clock, around 3:45, this is Eastern time. So about 30 minutes, I'm going to be taking a short break from streaming, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to play through a Pokemon Yellow ROM hack called Pokemon Classic, where they remade Pokemon Yellow in the Emerald engine. So it's kind of like Fire Red Leaf Green, but using all of the additions that the Emerald engine included. But it's also not a remake of Fire Red Leaf Green. It's a remake of the story of Pokemon Yellow. So it's kind of a juggle around. We'll be playing that about 4 p.m. today.
Sorry for small spam.
Lol. What Holland region are you referencing? I know that Kalos was France. I know that Unova was New York. I know that Ouray, it's officially pronounced Ouray, don't at me, was Arizona. And that's the Holland region is exclusive to the TCG. People laugh at me for this. I have not yet played the Pokemon TCG games. Okay, but I do know this. So, one of the trading card games, so the Pokemon trading card game has its own unique lore. It's kind of like how the Digimon game has unique lore based on different boosters. Ouray? Yeah, Ouray is from the Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness games. And it is pronounced Ouray. Some people call it Or. But no, the Holon region is where the Delta species comes from. Yes. I remember this because the DS era was when I got into the Pokemon card game because I had just gotten into the Pokemon games, rehashing old stories. I grew up in a religious family, so I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon until Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. So that was the era that I got into Pokemon heavily hard. So Delta species Pokemon are Pokemon that live in the Holon region, where researchers have been testing the magnetic fields, and they realized that, hey, these heavy magnetic fields have done something to Pokemon physiology. They themselves are not physically changed, but they have different types. So, for example, like
if I was a Pokemon, how much HP and attack damage would I have? Would me being a Plush make me flammable?
I don't know. I don't know. Possibly. I'd like to think that you'd be a normal type, and then you'd be like the Eevee, right? You'd have different element-based chicken forms you'd evolve into. And your pure normal evolution would just be a larger stuffed Henbert, like a Snorlax version of Henbert. Hello,
Feed me
Kudagia.
rocks.
Feed me rocks. Amazing. Kudagia, I'll get to you in 1 second. Let me finish talking about Delta Pokemon. So, like, they were regular Pokemon that had their regular weaknesses, but also the resistances of their new type. So, like, the Delta species Pikachu would have the design of a regular Pikachu, but it would have extra HP and also be a fighting type, right? So it would be weak to all the things that electricity was weak to, that electric types were weak to. Delta Pikachu was a steel type. Sorry, I was wrong. I was incorrect.
You'll never guess what I have here.
Oh?
Is it fun? Yes.
Oh.
Is it a fact? You know it.
Oh, yeah!
Is it about chickens? Boy howdy, I'm on fire tonight.
Oh, yeah!
It's a fun fact about chickens.
We love
Everyone
those.
get comfy and listen up.
Okay. What's the fact?
Did you know? Chickens can dream when they sleep.
Oh.
Chickens, like humans and other mammals, have an REM or rapid eye movement phase of sleeping, which signifies dreaming. However, they also have another sleep phase that humans lack, called USWS or unihemispheric slow wave sleep, where one half of the brain is sleeping while the other half is awake.
Yes.
Chickens can literally sleep with one eye open, an evolutionary adaptation that lets them watch for predators while they slumber.
A number of animals have that, where half the brain sleeps for a time while the other half is cognizant, to allow them to react quickly to dangers in their environment. Zero Delta here, who I'm wondering if the
I
name...
personally sleep with both eyes open cause they are sewn onto my head.
True. Humans have that already. Do we? I don't think we do. We don't have, we have a light sleeping phase. Oh, those are the brain cut in half thing, I see. Well, that's not a natural alteration, I don't think. What with the whole having the brain cut in half. Yes, 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 yes. We don't do that anymore because that's not good. That's not good at all. Kutagia asked, Farmer Gata, what is the meaning of a vegetable? What is the meaning of a vegetable? Technically speaking, most vegetables that we farm are just mutant offspring of the same plant. Like lettuce, cabbage, broccoli, there's like 5 or 6 different greens that are evolutionarily have the same ancestor. Seagull? Yeah, seagull. I have, this is a modded playthrough. The server itself for Haycraft is ostensibly vanilla, but for our individual streams, we add different visual mods and auditory stuff. So since the cube is out at sea, occasionally you can hear a seagull going by. It's not actually in the game, but like, yeah, so like we're at sea and you can see we have like the night sky is prettier and all that. So you can hear different birds chirping, you can hear rustling in the woods, all that good stuff. I try to make up for the fact that I stream at a lower resolution than most people. Due to my internet not being the greatest, I need to try and like make up for the fact that some people don't like how my stream looks. Vegetables are plants that produce seeds outside the edible part, usually tubers and roots. Farmer Gata, what's a Pokemon that farms? Well, technically, I do know there are Pokemon that are farmed. I do know that the Miltank evolutionary line, well, no, they don't have an evolutionary line yet, do they? Miltank are used for their milk. I know that Tropius, they're not farmed, but the fruit on their neck is edible by humans and Pokemon. And of course, various horse and bull and bison Pokemon tend to be found around farmer-type trainers. But as for actual Pokemon that perform farming, I don't think so. Farming is my livelihood. Everything from starfruit to dragonfruit, even cloudberries. Is it really? Are you actually a farmer, Zero Delta? That's amazing. I have agricultural history in my blood. Both my grandpappies were farmers. No, you're a brewer. Oh, you know what? You know what? Did you tell me that previously? Did I know that already? No, I don't think I did. I grow my own fruit for that. That's cool as shit. That's cool as shit. I have no experience with fruit trees, but growing up, we had blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries. So I used to live in New England. So the soil is very different, and the crops you can grow there is very particular due to the seasons.
Vegetable is food. Food good.
Mm-hmm.
Food grow.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken eat food/vegetable.
Yep.
Vegetable not fruit but ground nom noms.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to believe Diglett and Bunnelby are good at farming. Sorry if I butchered the spelling, Papa.
What's really interesting, Diglett, Bunnelby, and what's the Unnovan mole? Drillbur? Drillbur. Back when I used to do like Pokemon-based roleplay. Oh, Drillbur is the younger one. Exadrill is the final evolution. Yeah. Back when I used to do Pokemon-based roleplay, there were scenarios in which we would ask questions like that, like what Pokemon would be best for having a berry farm? And those were some of the options that kept coming up in conversation. Younger. Hush. Exadrill is used for farming, as is Tauros. Is that anime only lore, or is that like a comment available in the games that I just missed? I have not kept up with the Pokemon anime since the very beginning. I have seen almost all of the original run of Pokemon up until the Orange Islands. But beyond that, it's very pick and choose. Very pick and choose. Oh, okay, so it's in Black White 2. I did not play Black White 2. After I played White, and after that, I dropped off Pokemon entirely. I stopped following with it. Kudagia asked a question about starfruit.
Papa, can we dress as each other for Halloween? I'd like to show you my impression of your voice.
Well, you know what? Why don't you give it a shot? Give me an impression, and if I think it sounds like me, then I'll say yeah. But it has to be a pretty good impression, Henbert. Like, don't waste my time on this. You got to give it a shot. Do your best, though. I believe in you, and I'm proud of you. All right, let's do like this. Just seal up the staircase in and out. We are going to be streaming the cube for another 10-15 minutes, and then we will stop the stream for 10 to 15 minutes so I can get some food. And then I will come back and we'll play some Pokemon Classic. Oh, Master of the Cube. Oh, thank you. Have you tried growing dragon fruit? No. I have tried to grow African horn melon. This is a story in itself, so let me answer Kudugia first. Do you know the Pokemon Tepig? I do know the Pokemon Tepig. It was my starter for my white playthrough. I love Tepig. I'm not too fond of its evolutions terribly much, but I love Tepig. Snivy is better? I think Snivy is okay. I think Tepig is the best base form for the starters in Unova, but I think the Oshawott line is overall the better designed line. But that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. To each their
Howdy. Let's talk about doggos and my wife. Oh wait, Pokemon. Wait. What was I talking about again? Oh, doggos. Wait, Henbert, stop that. Ah.
You know what? That's pretty damn accurate. You got it. You got it. That's me. That's me to a fucking T. All right, sure. For Halloween, I'll go dress as Henbert, and Henbert, you can go dressed as me. I'm pretty certain I still have that chicken onesie. If I dye it yellow, then we can...
Yay.
Yeah. You guys have dogs? All I got are 6 silver wolves on this tiny island. We have one dog. His name is Choopy, and he is a senior wire terrier. Let me scroll back up real quick. Yes, no, I have not tried growing dragon fruit, but I have attempted to grow an African horn melon. Now, I used to work in culinary. I was not a chef, but I had interactions with chefs. And one of them found this rare exotic fruit for sale at a Publix. It's rare and exotic because I'm in Florida. And he's like, you know what? I have no idea what this
Pretty
is.
easy to be me. Just ask Ryu. They'll give you tips.
All right. Ryu? Is that how you're pronouncing it, Hembert? Really? No, the bot just does not understand how to pronounce some things. So yeah, the chef got this weird fruit and said, I'm going to try making a relish out of it. And said, here, I have an extra one. Take it home and see if you can grow it. I said, absolutely. So I got this thing and I put it in the ground. And I said, well, if it grows, it grows. And oh my God, it grew like a fucking weed. It grew like a fucking reed. It's not Ryu? It's not Ryu Kenny? It's Ryu Kenny? What? Not like the Japanese word for dragon? I assumed I assumed you were just a weeb. I'm sorry. All this time. Is the Japanese word for dragon pronounced Ryu? Have I been pronouncing it wrong all this time? Oh, no, your name is pronounced what? Huh? What? Huh? Huh? I'm so confused! Okay, you know what? We're going back to the African horn melon because you cannot correct my pronunciation via a non-audio format. I just get confused. It's fine. It's fine. African horn melon, it grew like a weed. So, okay, so you know the inside of a cucumber, right? How it has the flesh, and then it has like the seeds in the center, and they kind of have like a gooey chamber around
Papa.
it.
It's Ryu. It is the correct pronunciation for the Japanese meaning of dragon. Get it right.
You didn't help at all, Henbert. That didn't help one bit. But yeah, no. So cucumbers, they have the fleshy, the fleshy gooey in bits around the seeds, so the seeds can like have sustenance to grow and all that, right? So African horn melons, are kind of like that. Only the actual like cucumbers were bred to have more crunch to it. The African horn melon is almost entirely goo and seeds. And you think, it doesn't sound very tasty. They have an odd minty aftertaste. So it's kind of like eating a particularly crisp cucumber, but none of the crunchy bits. Now, I would not choose to eat it raw, although you can just chop it up and mix it up. Apparently, in places where it grows, they'll add it to like salads and whatnot as sort of like, not a moistener, but sort of like how you would add like chops of jelly to something. Or people will put it in a mint jelly in order to make a mint jelly salad for a nice, refreshing taste. I intended they make excellent mixes for alcohol. I'd believe that. They were very refreshing, even if the consistency was kind of strange. So I had a huge initial harvest. And then after that, the plant just died off. And because I had so many and I couldn't figure out what to do with them, we eventually moved away from that location to a place that didn't have as much land. So I didn't bring the plant with me, but I never bothered trying to grow them again. I didn't have any real reason to. But it was a fun experiment. They are annuals. Yeah. But it was interesting. I never did get a chance to try the relish that the chef made using it. I never did get a bottle of it. He talked it up, and then he moved off to a different job before I could like actually have any. So whatever. That was the same chef who made and had me try pickled watermelon. They pickled watermelons, like thin watermelon slices. It was very good, actually. It was interesting. I talk about it every once in a while, but okay. So it is now 3:30. I need to go have a snack break. So I'm gonna drop this stuff off, like IRL. I need to go have a snack break. Let's see where we're at. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are empty.
Papa, don't lie. Pickled watermelon is bad.
5. And then if we include this over here, let's combine this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6.5 chests of cobblestone left. All right, so I'm gonna sleep. Here's what I'm gonna do, everyone. I'm sorry to break it up like this, but I am going to take a 30-minute break to take care of my pets, to get myself my lunch. And when we come back, we'll stream again at 4 p.m. We'll be playing the Pokemon ROM hack, Pokemon Classic, which is a remake of Pokemon Yellow done in the Pokemon Emerald system engine. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys when we come back in just a bit. But that'll be it for right now, and I will see you guys later. See you around, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So long. Bye-bye. I don't really have a good outro for this. See you guys in half an hour. Bye.